same thing with my content when it comes to sourcing. You know, I'm absolutely going to pay attention to that as much as possible, you know, focus my content down.
Oh my God, how many times are you going to talk about how much you care about sourcing and research? No, you don't. This is, you know what? I paused on the right face. This is your face when reading something. This is your face when doing research. I don't know what this means. What does it mean? This is an opposition to what I believe, so I do not know. Fuck you. Okay, we're about to get into, she didn't do like what she was told. Yes, exactamundo. She didn't do the approved Jew talking points, and she got eaten alive. That's what happens.
Review the video you made called Am I Helping? And what you went.
So we're getting into the debate, y'all. We're getting into the debate.
Over your script for the video you made about me. And we can kind of just talk through it, right? And I can express myself, you can express yourself, and we'll see if there's any understandings brought. I'm going to try my best to be respectful. And I want to have a...
Oh, her video was cruel and unusual punishment, Falcon. That thing was a masterclass in how not to make a video. Even as far as like hit pieces go, it was just garbanzo, straight garbanzo. Oh my God, I did not notice you died. I'm sorry, buddy. But, you know, got to bring it back. Got to bring it back.
A productive conversation, right? So that's my goal here. And
yeah, totally.
And let's see how that one goes. Yeah, honestly, we could probably just turn off chat because I don't want anyone being rude or.
Thank you. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you. Yes, turn off TTS. Turn off anything that's going to pop up whenever you're having a debate with somebody. Please do not be that person. Don't pull a Mizkif and just have TTS running and people talking about stroking their joking, okay?
Damn. Roger.
Yeah, and I really appreciate just having this opportunity to chat because I think that I don't know. I think a lot of people don't really get the opportunity to have this sort of conversation, or there's just a lot of division. So I don't know. I think that being able to sit down and talk like this is good. And I also think that, sorry, also I have a little bit of an echo. I kind of have to figure out how to. Yeah, sorry. It's something that we weren't really able to figure out while.
I'm sorry. That's going to be annoying.
Yeah. So if I'm a little.
The pink hair is a dead giveaway as to what this person's politics are. Listen, I'm Rainbow Mafia coded to a degree and understanding to a degree, but the fact that she made that terrible video and has pink hair, I mean, you know, these things are lining up.
A little bit like glitchy or something. But yeah, I think that being able to chat, I think that a lot of content creators get really defensive. And a lot of the reason why I make this content in the first place is just to essentially, I don't know, critique the ways in which content creation can go too far. And I'm not beyond that criticism as well. You know, I think that it's really fair to critique the ways that I make content and for me to sort of learn and grow from that as well. So yeah, I want to have a conversation and be open to learning as well, being open to listen, and yeah, vice versa, you know?
I appreciate that. And listen, there's going to be points of contention, right? Obviously. Let's start. There's a few examples before we jump into the I'm Helping video from your original one that I wanted to ask you about. So I'll just start by pulling up a couple of choice examples. So I'll show you this clip and then I'll ask you about it. This is a clip of you. Well, I'll play it and then. Yeah.
Ela, on the other hand, has made comments deemed even more insensitive, like calling toddlers terrorists.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
And the Palestinians are taught to kill us at 2 years old.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Do we have that one?
What do you mean? I mean,
so you said she called terrorists.
Yes, thank you. So this is great. This is how you dismantle a person's video. You come prepared with clips. You come prepared with your own talking points. And the best part about it is through this freaking 3-hour live stream right here, we're all going to see that she has no idea what her video was about. She's going to out herself as a freaking mouthpiece. That's it. Just a person who reads a script while everybody else has an agenda.
She said called babies terrorists. I didn't see that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. Immediately
concedes on the first point. You made a 3-hour freaking video dogging on this dude, calling them like, implying that they're genocidal maniacs, implying the fact that they're both pedophiles, implying the fact that they like treat their employees bad. Like you do all of this, and on the first pushback of them being these like evil people or saying genocidal things, she's like, yeah, you're right, I think that's fair, that was wrong of me to go ahead and put that in my video. Fuck you.
I guess I would like to know what the insinuation was. I think that that's what a lot of people were wondering by the I mean ... sort of.
Well,
So you just leave it up in the air? You don't put anything else? You just leave it up in the air? You don't be like, well, you know, some people were upset with the fact that Ela Kine went ahead and said this, but you left it up to interpretation. You're upset with her for leaving her statement up to interpretation, while leaving her statement up to interpretation and what you meant or what you were trying to imply.
Let's just there is an explanation, and people in our subreddit and in our community have explained it. Because it's edited in this really tight way. Like, I get the feeling you didn't get that directly from the podcast. You probably got that from a different source, maybe this TikTok or a different subreddit.
Yep.
She was responding to somebody else, right? There was a question asked that she was considering. But even if that wasn't true, to accuse someone of calling babies terrorists is a extraordinarily...
And that, you know what, that was my issue with her video too. There were so many freaking instances of where like clips were going to be, where clips were there for split seconds. Like, she had 2 clips that were back to back, and one was 2 seconds long. The other was like a literal second long. What am I supposed to understand from that exactly?
Mean-spirited doesn't even, it's an extraordinarily loaded thing to say, right? Do you think there's enough evidence to make such a incendiary claim there? Even if she wasn't responding to someone else, let's assume the worst, and she was like considering what Rudy Giuliani said. Do you think, or well, actually no, she's just doing like this. Do you think that she called babies terrorists?
I mean, I think that if she was agreeing with Rudy Giuliani's statement, then that would be insinuating that toddlers are terrorists.
Okay, but where was she agreeing to it, though? That's your thing. You're saying, oh, I think if she was to be agreeing to it, well, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. If she agreed with Rudy Giuliani that freaking all like babies can be terrorists, that's a terrible thing. But did you show a clip of her agreeing with Rudy Giuliani? No.
But I think that if that was not her,
and has made comments deemed even more insensitive, like calling toddlers.
Also, sorry, is it okay if I
Rudy was
interject here? When I say deemed, so she's made comments that were deemed. So that's not me saying that she's saying that. It's others have deemed it even more insensitive.
Guys, it wasn't me. I'm not implying that, or I'm not saying that she did that. I'm just implying, you know, I'm just using somebody else's words. Fuck you, dude. This is annoying as hell. This is literally the same thing as for legal reasons. I'm not going to say what I think.
Like calling toddlers terrorists. So I'm not saying that I myself am saying that she's called toddlers terrorists. I'm saying others have deemed so.
Do you think that's really a fair way, though, to like...
No,
to
exactly.
recount
I think that,
stuff, you know what I mean? Because it's clearly that's what you want people to feel from that.
Yeah, I do think, you know, I don't know if it's what I want people to feel or think, but I do think, as I've said in our DMs and everything, the way that I usually do content creation is if I'm going into a subject that I'm not very versed on, very familiar with, or I'm covering essentially a content creator the way the internet perceives them. You know, I'm covering kind of the online interpretation of this content creator. So I'll go into,
by who though?
Yeah, many different people, you know. But
really
as you can see in the script, you know, I've sourced the H3, you know, your subreddit as well. But like I definitely concede. I think that
did you ever source our subreddit when? Well, I feel like there was really no attempts or very few attempts to represent my response or explanation
exactly.
for things. It really, I felt like, was entirely a one-sided account of things. And I mean,
exactly.
You that it's unbiased, but I also find that to be like...
Oh, I agree with that as well. But
it's a
yeah,
really dishonest way of framing it.
So as far as
so far, the 3 points that Ethan Klein has brought up against her video, she has conceded. She has conceded immediately. She's conceded on the fact that it was unfair to imply that Ela Klein claimed that babies were born as terrorists. She has conceded that it's unfair to only source one side or to show one side in a dispute. Like, she's conceded everything to this point, and we're like we're only about 5 minutes in, and she's conceded on 3 freaking points and issues of her video.
Going into future content creation, when I come across, so essentially there's a few different things that I'll do. So finding essentially deleted videos or clips online, there's a few different ways you can find clips. You know, if I find a clip and it seems like it's kind of cut oddly, I should look at multiple sources for clips. I 100% agree with that. So it's like, okay, go directly from the source, you know, always, I think is, you know, going to be essentially my rule of thumb, you know, coming out of this situation.
Oh, rule of thumb for everything except for that video. You literally sourced H3 Snark. You sourced H3 Snark. I mean, I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, that's a terrible thing. But like at the same time, you can't sit here and try and tell me that you did your due diligence in finding information when you literally had 1 second clips, 2 second clips, 3 second clips back to back to back in an effort to make sure that nobody like stopped and took a look at it. The problem that you ran into though is that well, this is the commentary sphere. We don't just believe something, and when we see a clip that is like 1 to 3 seconds long packed in with a very, very like heinous accusation, we're not going to just believe it. If anything, it's going to make us be more skeptical.
You know, especially even in this, I can relate to feeling at times like, you know, even on, you know, your subreddit, I felt like sometimes the clips from my streams are, you know, have been kind of chopped up. And I think that that's been a big lesson to me as well, of I can relate to you in that. I can relate to other content creators and feel like, okay, I need to always look at what I'm viewing and go to the full original source whenever possible, 100% of the
So
time.
why didn't you?
Right. And I just think that, well, what you're saying is like good and mature and correct. And I think that's a great way to conduct yourself going forward. I also think that like, if you're accusing someone of calling babies terrorists, that like this work should have already been done.
Yes.
That's like an incredible thing to say.
Yes. See, and that's what I'm saying. That I agree wholeheartedly with Ethan here. Like, if you're going to be accusing somebody of these very heinous things, like being pedophiles or pedophile adjacent, you've had weeks, you had freaking weeks to go ahead and do this research. It's very obvious that you didn't do it. You had a theory or you had an opinion, and all you did was find clips that validate your freaking opinion. Yes, Tim, exactly. There's a reason that subreddit is getting sued.
Again, I did not accuse someone of calling babies terrorists. I said, you know,
let me watch it again.
And has made comments deemed even more
She just
insensitive.
implied it through somebody else.
Deemed by others. But like I say, you know, I should go to the source originally, and then, you know, moving forward, and then, you know, show on screen the original post of, you know, this is what people have said. You know, make
I have
it
the
more
link to the
clear as
original.
possible.
Let's just
saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
that's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Do we have that one?
mean,
Like
Put that
Kamala,
under the other one.
I could add it.
As long as both of his
he
clips are
says
about.
that in
He
this
said that at the
rally.
rally.
Oh, that's epic. So I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we gotta watch the
But I'm just saying, I really think it's important that people understand. Like, I understand you want to conscientious object, but he is the most pro-Israel president that's ever existed. He literally said about war. Now, I mean, obviously, we disagree with Rudy Giuliani and Trump, and we're opposed to their policies. So, like, to watch this and then, like, even if it's someone else's opinion, like, not everybody's opinion is valid, worth sharing, right? Like,
yes.
I might say that the moon landing is fake, but you're not gonna be like, well, one people say the moon landing is fake, and NASA said the moon landing happened, so I don't know what's the truth. Like not all arguments are
the whole reason why she put other people's like viewpoints or opinions or them saying this is so that way she could say this is something they did without it being something like that she could get hit with. That's literally all it is. That's why people do something like this, so they could put in this clip, be like, well, you know, this is what some people say about this, and yeah, so it is what, yeah, here's somebody thinking that that's what they do. It's so that way they don't get hit with that way they can turn around and say, well, I didn't say it, they said it.
you know, like have
Yeah,
equal
I
merit.
mean, I guess like, would you 100% disavow what Rudy Giuliani said?
Obviously, and I've done that a billion times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, but like, I mean, but you made a 3-hour video about me, so I just feel like
But also, if I can,
Hila's here, by the way.
I'm here too.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. I mean, watching this back myself, it's clear to me that I'm like processing so many things. And when AB says that, I was kind of shocked too, because I haven't seen the clip, and that's what I say. I'm like, I haven't even seen that. I don't know. And then says something, and it's just me processing everything. And plus, I never actually said anything. And so like it just seems like the way you present it, you didn't even doubt it, is how I interpret your statement. You say Hila has made comments. You also say it in plural, like there's many comments that deemed blah 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 blah. So
and by the way, the only people making that claim is just Snark. Like when we
what are the comments? I actually
Which is also, which is exactly crazy. It's like she's over here saying, well, Hila has made multiple claims, or people have said that she's made all of these claims. It's like, okay, well, show the claims, show the things that she said. Like, where's the clips of her saying this? Like, all she said was, I mean, and that's it. She didn't say that she agreed with him. She didn't say like that babies are terrorists. She didn't, like, nothing. All you have is her saying, well, I mean.
She didn't say anything. And that is your example that you show. You show me not saying anything.
But and all these kind of talking points always come out of Snark. Like we'll end an episode and then we'll see something like this and be like, what? Like that was like wholesale invented, right? And also just another comment on this one is that AB, I don't know if you know, he's Muslim, and he wouldn't just sit here and like sit passively by if Hila was calling babies terrorists, right? Like that's also kind of an insult to him.
Yeah, the thing is,
sorry to get. I really apologize. It feels like ganging up.
Totally. I didn't want to chime in because I don't want to seem like we're ganging up. But I will just say on this point that these people who you're sourcing, they don't care about the truth. They're just trying to find any little clip they could misrepresent for their narrative. And again, it is. They don't care that I'm Muslim, I'm Arab. I brought it up. I would not.
Yeah, it's crazy that she's sourcing from a community of people who literally are claiming that AB is a race traitor, and she's using them as a credible source of information. Amazing.
You sit here like an idiot if Hila was like, "Oh, your people are killing people at 2 years old," and I'm just like, "Yeah, okay, it wouldn't happen."
Yeah. I mean, I guess to speak on what I have seen online, which again, I experienced this as well, and of not speaking up enough, not saying what's happening.
Not speaking up enough? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You've just got into this conflict. He's literally been talking about this for like the last 3 years. What do you mean not speaking up enough? What part of his coverage do you disagree with? Where is he not speaking up enough about this? He goes live for like 6 hours a fucking day. Why are you trying to imply that Ethan and Hila haven't talked about this to the nth degree?
Happening is a genocide, and I think that's essentially a sentiment of you need to speak up more. Sorry, I put my mic, and that's what I didn't do, and so to kind of like listen to that side of the sort of sentiment. Maybe that's what sort of happened in that situation is they had essentially, especially Hila, unfortunately, again, I'm out of my depth in here. I'm this is sort of an argument that's I'm making for a situation I don't understand. So excuse my ignorance. I don't know what I'm fully talking about.
Your ignorance is not excused. Your ignorance is not excused. When you make a 3-hour hit piece on somebody and it's filled with misinformation or previously debunked claims, your ignorance is not excused. Just because you're ignorant of the law doesn't mean you're excused from the law. I'm saying that because you can't just sit there and be like, well, I didn't know you can't drink and drive. That doesn't mean anything. You still are going to get slapped with a DUI.
About here. But what I can maybe say to that is with your background, I think maybe people are wanting you to sort of disavow those sort of statements more. Maybe that's what happened in that situation. And because you said, I mean,
do you know that I haven't? Do you know that I haven't disavowed?
Exactly, Hila. Do you know that I haven't?
Again, with Rudy's statement, maybe they were just expecting like a sort of like, that is fucked up. How dare he say that? Like,
oh, so she didn't say the correct thing for the people to be able to agree with. So obviously, because she didn't say that, it's a messed up thing for Rudy to say. Obviously, she agrees with it. What type of fucked up backwards logic is that? Are you kidding me? You didn't say that it was a bad thing, so obviously that means that you agree with it. I'm so dumb and I can't use any critical thinking of my own.
Kind of thing.
Were you watching? Did you watch the whole podcast? Because I don't even know.
I would love to see a clip. I would love to see you say that.
I don't remember what happened the rest of the podcast, but I've disavowed what's happening in Gaza many times.
Yes, I know, and I showed those clips in my section.
Oh, so she did.
So what was the problem, I guess, with me? What are the many comments that I've made?
Yeah. So again, I was attempting to say these are people's issues with your statements that have been shown online.
You said Hila has made comments in plural that have deemed, and then you finished the sentence. So what are the comments that I've made?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I can go online. I think the main ones that I remember seeing, the main ones.
No, she doesn't know them, Hila. That's the thing. She doesn't know what the comments are.
I remember seeing is that, and the
that was not a comment.
She didn't say anything, to be
clear.
What
did I say there?
If that's the main one, I mean, that's like a really, like, I don't know if you're
She doesn't know her own videos. She doesn't know her own videos. That's the thing. She doesn't know her own freaking video. She doesn't know the content of her own video. She can't explain what other contents or what other times Hila has said something incorrectly, like, or not even incorrectly, when she has no ability to show where it is that Hila has turned around and freaking said anything even remotely close to what she's implying with her video. That's the problem here. Yes, I don't know what's wrong with her, Denitim. She's a freaking moron. She can't, it's not even the fact that she can't debate. She has no ability to debate due to the fact that she literally doesn't know what's in her own video. That's the problem.
Understanding the gravity of like how much of a fucked up, excuse my poor language, fucked up thing that is to say about somebody. You call babies terrorists, right? Like that is an incredibly incendiary thing. That's not something to say about someone who like just did this with their head.
But also, you started by saying to me right now how much you don't know anything about this. Do you know that I'm Israeli and I grew up there and I have family there?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you assuming that I don't know anything about anything? Because like, it just seems like you're just making assumptions about me.
No, like I'm saying, I think
you're just making the worst assumption about me without knowing me, without hearing what I've said.
Yes, Hila, that's exactly what's happening. She's going off of other people's viewpoints and talking points. That's literally what is occurring. She doesn't care about context. She was given the approved anti-Klein's talking points and made a video surrounding it. It has nothing to do with it's nothing to do with the things you guys have said or done in the past. It has everything to do with pushing the same old narrative.
Putting words in my mouth. I didn't say anything.
That is what's happening. There's being words being put in her mouth. I mean, because that like literally. Sorry to cut you off. I really don't want to feel like ganging up. I want to give you all the space.
No, fuck her. I'm sorry. She went after all of you. Like that's like I'm not gonna sit here and have an be sorry for her because she's getting a little ganged up on. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we should do better to not do that. But it's her fault. She chose this.
Excuse us for if it gets like emotional and defensive.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, I feel like at times what's essentially happening is I'm being sort of roped in with, this sort of snark drama. Those aren't always my opinions. I think what might have become botched in the coverage is I'm attempting to describe what's happened online or what's transpired online. So I'm not, I can see how with my coverage, it looks one-sided. Again, I can see saying, oh, I'm unbiased is not fucking true. As I tried to describe in my live, I try and take a
Well, she just went ahead and conceded that she wasn't unbiased when she made the video.
Broad view approach. So it's like, okay, let me look at what's transpired over here, what's transpired over here. And I don't think I did that enough in this video at all. I 100% agree with that.
So just to cap off this one clip. So just to confirm, she did not say babies are terrorists. Like, you agree with that, right?
Yes. Yeah. Again, it seems within the context of the clip that she's agreeing with Rudy Giuliani's statements. I'm very glad that you guys have both said you do not agree with those statements.
Which is something you would have known had you done your actual research. Like, it's your job. Like, they shouldn't be telling you or explaining to you that you're wrong on a video you did quote unquote research for weeks on end. Like, you should have known this already.
Sorry, if this is a broken record, but again, the words you use in agreement with her is that she said babies are terrorists, not that she's agreeing with what Rudy. No, you said someone else said it. I acknowledge that. And by the way, the source for that clip is from H3 Snark. And again, you can source snark, but I do think it's important to point out that when that is
as I said, I do agree with those sentiments of moving forward. I have to, find other clip sources and, watch the full thing in context and always be sure I'm doing that. Again, usually when I cover someone, it's like, okay, what are their criticisms of them? What are online commentary? What are their support pages? What are things directly from their sources? I try and look at, again, all these different sort of, threads and then pull them together in a video. I think, again, after this experience, I 100% agree that if I'm finding a source and it's a clip from one thing, I need to find the full source. I need to verify. I think that's a responsible, creator ethics thing to do. So I agree with that.
So again, sorry to labor a point I've already been over, but just again, Hila did not say that babies are terrorists. Despite what other people said on
get her to admit it. 100%. Get her to admit that that isn't true, to disavow that, because so long as you don't, she's always going to have the ability to turn around and fall back on it. Like 100%, get that bitch to turn around and have to disavow that. Yes.
Online on Snark or TikTok or whatever, like that's just a fact. She did not say that, right? She did not say babies are terrorists.
Yeah, I think it was an online worry of many people, from what I've read, and so
but she didn't say that, right? Just to be clear.
No, she said, I mean, and nodded her head. And again, I guess moving forward, again, it's, I'll have to, practice discernment with each situation, but especially with a very sensitive situation like this, maybe just saying exactly what was said in the video before showing the clip. And,
the whole context of that conversation was we were talking about how Trump was horrible for Palestine and he was worse for Palestine than Kamala would have been. So like the whole context of the conversation, if you go back and look at it, is being critical of Trump and Giuliani and all of those people for being, demons.
She's not going to go back and look at it. She's not going to go back and look at it.
Advocating for Palestinians, or they're doing the opposite, right? They're advocating for against Palestinians.
I mean, I don't doubt that.
Here's the beginning of the conversation, just to give Palestine.
The movement of not voting is so funny to me. Especially by people pro-Palestine, because if Trump gets elected,
he's the most pro-Israel president of all time.
It's not good for the movement.
Like, he is fucking insane. Like,
at his rally, Rudy was saying that Palestine.
I guess it's just a little bit before that, but we can move on to a different one. This clip, I guess I just want to get your thoughts on why you included. I just want to get your thoughts on why you included this here. So I'll play this for you, and then you can explain. Here it is.
Seem more and more erratic. His statements harsher, bizarre, and more extreme.
Hassan Piker has lost all of his marbles. The mullet rolls are gone, people. Hard hitting, man.
Sorry, was that covered?
Yeah.
My bad. Let me go back. I'm user errors. Boomer alert. Sorry.
Seem more and more erratic. His statements harsher, bizarre.
Boomer alert.
Bizarre and more extreme.
Hassan Piker has lost all of his marbles.
Oh my God.
The mullet rolls are gone, people. Hard hitting, man.
So what are you trying to show there?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about one creator, losing their marbles. And I think at the same time, there's been same clips sort of spread of people making the same insinuations about you,
That's not his question. He's asking why you're zooming in on his foot. Why are you zooming in on his leg? That's the question.
What is it you're showing, though? You're zooming in on something.
I actually don't know what it is. It looks like a tattoo. I think I've seen.
So why did you zoom in on that?
I'm not going to, I work with a team of people, but I'm not going to, talk about their choices and, you know what I mean? I'm not going to
Translation, I have absolutely no idea why it is they edited that way. I was just handed a script and told to speak. I did my job. That's the fucking, what do you mean you're not going to speak on what somebody else, like on your team's editorial choice? You're responsible for them. You were the face of the freaking YouTube channel. What do you mean? You're not going to speak? I'm not going to speak on their editorial choices. Just say you have no idea why. Just say you don't know why they did it. I have no idea why they did it. They didn't tell me. They just told me to read and record. And it's obvious. It's very obvious the reason why she zoomed in on, or why her editor zoomed in on it, to try and go ahead and perpetuate the same BS lie that he's on drugs. That's literally what it is.
I mean, not really, because it is your project. Ultimately, if it's representing you, I would certainly not want my other collaborators having hidden opinions in there that I didn't approve of, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
you're responsible for your team.
I'm trying to think of the best way to navigate that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I work with.
Translation, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say something without throwing my editors under the bus. That's what she means.
Researchers, I work with editors, and I really
so you included this clip. You don't know what it means.
Yep.
So there's certain. Okay, I'm trying to think again. I'm trying to think of the best way to navigate this.
Sure.
Supporting,
Yeah, and take your time. I don't want you to feel pressure. Take whatever time you need to consider it.
Yeah.
If I'm talking over you too much or being too pushy, just tell me to, and I'll back off. Like that. Really, I'm sorry. I'm getting
okay.
That's just kind of how I talk, and sometimes it's not great.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So I think that at the end of the day, to be just as respectful as possible, I don't want to discuss decisions that my team members made, because that's really not, sorry.
How about being respectful to the clients? How about being respectful to respectful to actual people who freaking do real coverage and do real research? How about that? How about being respectful to your freaking audience that you just threw this 3-hour BS video together, not knowing what direction it was supposed to be? How about that? What is this BS?
Also, my team members call me right now. I work with a team member who I actually work with a few different team members that I've worked with for literally since I was
Falcon. Even if she watched it before posting it, she still wouldn't understand. Even if she watched it before posting it, she still wouldn't understand what it was. That's literally what it is. She would have to be explained by her editors why they made the choice, and they wouldn't. She probably still even wouldn't understand it or have a response for it.
2 months postpartum and losing my mind a little bit. With a baby. My husband has been out of the Army for a few years now, but he was in the field for a month when I was about 2 months postpartum, and that was usually the point when I was like, okay, I don't know if I can really be a military wife, and yeah, that was actually the time when 2 of my team members found me, and an editor and a researcher, and we've been working together for a long time, and I think
who cares? I'm sorry. Listen, postpartum, terrible thing. I agree, but what does this have to do? The question was, do you know why your editor zoomed in on my leg? That was the question. The question wasn't, hey, did you have postpartum after your child? That wasn't the fucking question. The question was, why did you zoom on my leg? What was the point for that?
That ultimately, as a content creator, all of that falls on me, all of the decision-making process, all of the researching process. So yeah, there's some things in there that are mistakes that I didn't do, there's some things in there that were research links and things that I didn't provide, but at the same time, I verified all of it. I'm the one that posted it, so it all falls on me, if that makes sense.
But you didn't verify it. That's the problem. How are you still not understanding this? You didn't verify any of it. Maybe you verified that, hey, it was on Reddit. Maybe that's the extent of your verification process. I don't know. But seriously, yes, Den, she's married and had a child a couple of months ago.
And also, as part of the growing process, it's my job to sort of be okay, how can we grow from this? How can I expand the sort of, project and everything? Kind of similar as you've done over the years, with your team.
Sure, yeah, you want to build teams, and obviously you can't get stuck doing everything yourself, otherwise you can't grow. But just
I do think that this has been a really, sorry, also I interrupted you.
That's okay,
but I do think that this has been a good lesson for me to kind of scale back a little bit and, really focus on, because I think that, really focus on the research coming from me for a little bit, just a few projects at least, to really be okay, with all these lessons in mind, how do I, move forward and kind of do those things and get used to that.
And listen, we all learn, we all have learning experiences. I just wish it wasn't at the cost of my life.
Yes, exactly, Ethan. We all have to learn at some point in time. Just wish it wasn't at the cost of my reputation and my exactly, bro. That's 100% true.
Right.
I mean, again, as I've communicated to you, a lot of those, I mean, again, that statement that we just went over, the Rudy Giuliani statement, I can go back and edit out. And any other ones that we come across here, if you show me the full context and I think it doesn't fully apply, or I talk to you and you
But that's your job. That's your job. That's not his job. You literally made a 3-hour hit piece on this dude, and now you're telling him, well, hey, if you give me the context that proves that what I said is false, I mean, yeah, I'll edit that out of my video. It's your job. It's literally your job to find that information. What do you mean? How in the hell are you going to turn around and tell the guy you made a hit piece on to provide you with the evidence that what's in your video is not correct? What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? She talks about Ethan's children, but in the video earlier, the outlets are not covered and not even this basic white cover. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She has no idea what she's talking about. None whatsoever. She's a biased source. And the fact that she put that out in the beginning and is now still continuing to try and act as if she did some sort of reputable level of investigation is just completely and utterly freaking laughable. I hate this woman so much.
I'll leave the I'll leave the editing choices up to you. My point is not to remove or to silence criticism. I just to kind of exactly. But just kind of because I'm not sure if you answered. So do you have an opinion about why there's
harsher, bizarre?
Why you're zooming in on my leg here? I'll just play. It's really short.
Has lost all of his marbles. The Mueller rolls are gone, people. hard hitting, man.
So there's a very deliberate effort to zoom in there, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess my main question is, why was your leg up when you were?
That happens all the time. I mean, I do that literally every episode.
Okay.
So my leg being up is implying something?
I mean, is it the most professional? I don't know.
Is that why you?
It's unprofessional to have your leg up. That's the whole reason why I showed your leg, because it's unprofessional. Please allow me, the person who did absolutely no research and sourced from everybody other than the actual freaking source, to explain to you how it's unprofessional to have your leg up in a podcast setting. Yes, the arbiter of professionalism here.
When you're talking about. Have I claimed to be the most professional?
Is that a tattoo?
It is a tattoo, yes.
Okay, yeah.
But it seems, if I can make an assumption, the insinuation here clearly seems to be that I'm on drugs of some kind. I think they're trying to imply that I'm on meth or something like that. And
I don't know if that would be the proper insinuation, because to be honest, my team members know that I have a family member who's a meth addict, who's very close to me. So
right, well, then what is it? I just genuinely don't know what it means. I'm getting more and more erratic. People in Snark and in that world calling me, saying that I'm on drugs, which is, again, a really fucked up thing, excuse my language, to say about a dad of 3. Someone who has Tourette's, someone who has anxiety disorders, someone who deals with all this stuff in the public eye, to insinuate that I'm ever on drugs or that I'm somehow acting.
Extreme.
Hassan Piker has
you say I'm acting more extreme, and then you show a close-up.
Yeah,
of me.
Gone, people.
And it almost looks like someone's trying to say that it's like a scar, like a scratch wound, and I'm just manically kind of grabbing my leg like I'm on some kind of drug. Like, that seems to be the obvious insinuation to me.
Exactly. But she won't be able to tell you yay or nay because she doesn't do her own editing. So she can't even explain to you why it is that was done. Oh my God, that's the crazy part about it. Like, that's the thing I hate about this situation. She'll concede on every point, but is completely unwilling to like say anything. Like, if you don't know what's going on in your own video, you probably shouldn't be putting the video out. Like, I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, how is that like a hot take? How is that something that you don't know? You have like 700,000 subscribers. How is that something that you're like unaware of exactly? God, he may not be a great guy, but what the fuck? He should sue her for anything and everything. See, and that's the thing about it. He's not suing her. He's not going to sue her. He wanted to have this conversation with her instead.
I mean, that can certainly be your opinion on that.
Well, what is it? I mean, if you don't know, then who does?
I mean, so the reason why I clipped that is, to be also, again, I do think, and I'm just...
Wait. The reason why I clipped that, didn't you just say you don't want to get into what your editor's choices were and like their editorial choices? And now you're sitting here saying that you're the one who clipped it? Well, if you're the one who clipped it, doesn't that mean you should understand why you clipped it? What?
Certainly not devoid of hypocrisy. I think that there's a certain, which we'll probably get into. I think that I can certainly, deploy hypocrisy, and that's happened a few times. And I think that anytime that happens, it's within anyone's right to check me on that, for me to reevaluate and learn from that. But I think that it was
it'd just be wrong and kind of mean-spirited.
Well, no, I was kind of saying, as far as, you're sort of saying like, oh, someone's lost all of, Hassan's lost all of his marbles, kind of casually saying that, but you're very hurt when other people say the same thing.
So this is showing me losing.
Okay, but there's a difference. He's saying that Hassan is acting crazy. People are saying that he's on drugs as a father of 3, that he doesn't have Tourette's, that he's having he's a cocaine head. Like, how are you on? What part of this do you not seem to understand? This isn't the one for one. This isn't the same thing. God, why does she look so much worse here? Oh, because this is like a couple of days of her having to deal with pushback online. That's the reason why she looks worse here. So this is probably the first time that she's ever had any real level of like internet scrutiny. So she's probably lost some sleep over it, I'd imagine.
My marbles?
That's showing that you're saying other people are losing their marbles.
Zooming in on my leg.
Also, again, that wasn't my particular editing choice, but I'm just trying to say,
I just find it interesting that there's like edits in here that you don't somehow even know why they're there or what they mean. I do find that, and again, this is like, I feel like you don't treat these videos with the gravity they deserve. Like, once again, you're talking about my life.
I agree.
And you are making extraordinary claims about me and my family, right? Like, damaging, hurtful, like career, reputational, and just personally, like, very hurtful and horrible things that should never be said without an extraordinarily serious, I'm a person, right? Like, at the end of the day, I'm not just like some fucking drug addict with his foot up on the desk that you can just say anything you want about. Like, it's just I am a person here, right? Like, and all these people that you sourced, all these snarkers and stuff. I mean, like, I don't think even you can tell me with a straight face that these people are not obsessed and attempting to destroy my life and everyone's around me life with whatever means they have.
No, Ethan. What she believes is that you're just you're paranoid. That's what she believes. You've got just a little too much paranoia going on, buddy. It's that inherent Jew paranoia. That's her choice. Those are her words. She's turning around and being like, it's fed into his delusion, into Ethan Klein's delusion and paranoia that everyone's out to get him.
And it even means lying outright.
I mean, I don't deny that there aren't people that do that on the internet. I've had people go into my aunt's page, which I'm upset at my aunt right now because I have a policy of not posting my child online, and I've had family members who just ignore that. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, or you're not even in the.
But okay, stop making it about you. It's not about you. This isn't about you, sweetheart. This is about your video, your BS video on Ethan Klein. Yes, you're starting to deal with some of the hate that Ethan Klein deals with. Would you be happy if Ethan responded with, "Well, this is why you're just being a little delusional here, sweetheart. No, this is where your paranoia of other people coming after you comes into play."
In the room and someone's babysitting your child, and then they take a photo, and that ends up on like their Facebook page or something, and people currently are posting that.
Yeah,
photo
that's horrible. I would hate for that.
And so
Ethan is like, yeah, that's horrible. I'd hate for that to happen, knowing full well it's already happened to him. This is the crazy thing, that she's like crying about this. She's crying about this level of harassment that she's getting, when in her own video she was trying to imply that Ethan was just being like paranoid, and that he wasn't actually getting all of this online hate, that he was delusional, and he made himself believe that he was getting this level of hate that he wasn't. It's absolute insanity that people would freaking, oh my gosh, she's baiting for that sympathy, while in her own video gave him none. Fuck you.
I completely agree. Some of that, I think, it's my opinion. I think that unfortunately comes with our job. And I think that's why a lot of times being a content creator is not mentally healthy. It's not the best, that is just genuinely my opinion. Like, being a content creator is not a good career for your mental health. If you want like the best mental health, maybe don't become a content creator.
Right, especially one that people make careers lying about.
Yes.
But at the same time, when it comes to, speculation, I think, again, I have a family member who's really close to me, who's a meth addict. And also I think in general that addiction is very misunderstood.
I'm not addicted to drugs, by the way. I don't take drugs.
Who cares? I'm sorry. It's unfortunate that you have a family member who is addicted to drugs, but yet you still continue to use talking points that other people who have accused, insinuated, or outright stated that Ethan was on drugs. Like, you're not going to find like any sympathy from me for you. You are so crass, so absolutely crass to go ahead and use other people's talking points that Ethan is on, a father of 3, a husband, and he's this drug addict. And now you want us to go ahead and feel sympathy because, somebody in your family used to be a cokehead. Your fault. Not your fault that they were a crackhead. don't, not that, but it's your fault for it, like, getting this level of scrutiny on you. It's your video, man. Her family member had nothing to do with Ethan or drugs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, stop bringing up this sympathy baiting BS, man. Just take it on the chin. It's if you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen.
Yeah, no.
Just for the record, because and I empathize with you, right? I mean, addiction is horrible and damaging, but I do not. I'm not on drugs.
What I was going to say is that he's literally the most functional person in the world. I mean, you wouldn't. Most people.
Right, but I don't take drugs. Just for the record.
Yes, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think it's again something that I've talked about a lot in therapy because. I did smoke crack one time. I did. I don't know if you knew that in your research. That is true. I do now. Yeah,
I get quick to be corrected on that one. I did smoke crack once.
Okay, but yeah, no, I think like a lot of addiction, people have trouble empathizing with it because they see essentially people at their worst states or these very exaggerated things online, and they think that is across the board all addiction, and I think that's why a lot of addicts, again, not Ethan Klein, who's not an addict, but addicts, and because you don't.
I guess I don't understand the point of the conversation if I don't do drugs, right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of saying. So what I'm trying to say is that most addicts literally do not look like addicts. They and that is also why they struggle to get help.
Well, that's interesting because they're saying I look like an addict in that clip, but I'm not.
Exactly. So that's why, I think that, again, what I'm trying to show when I do a lot of this content is the online concern. And I should try to essentially very heavily disassociate that from my own opinion, or figure out how to, because essentially I'm trying to show, like, this is what's being posted online about a person. And this is the escalating concern, or this is the escalating, post about someone, essentially that.
I feel like based on the story you're sharing with me, that if anything, you would want to distance yourself from flippant accusations of drug abuse.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the whole thing here. If you truly had somebody in your family that you love and they had a legitimate addiction, don't you think you should be doing a better Don't you think you should be doing a better job to not be baselessly implying that somebody is on drugs? Like, I'm sorry, am I crazy here? Is that like something that you shouldn't be believing, or that you shouldn't be doing a better job at?
Right. And by the way, Anissa, who you said never provokes me, I mean, she was during my debate with Hassan tweeting that I'm on drugs.
Yep.
And she knows me in real life.
Yep. And I pointed that out. I even pointed that out yesterday. Literally, this woman knows nothing about what she covered. Trying to go ahead and say that Anissa never doesn't provoke him and that he just attacks her unwarranted is absolute insanity, when she continues to perpetuate the belief that he's on drugs all the time. During the Hassan debate, she was like, so drugs? Like, dude, God, man, I can't get in the, I just, oh my God, you're a joke. You're an absolute joke. I don't know why you decided to do this. Why would you decide to debate this man? You're so far out of your depth with this, with this whole situation.
I mean, that's pretty insidious, but it just seems to me that you would want to separate yourself from these flippant, kind of thoughtless, irresponsible accusations of being on drugs when especially when you're talking about someone with like Tourette's syndrome and other neurological stuff going on, right, that would cause me to be antsy and stuff like that. It just feels, again, kind of really messed up things to say. And as a parent of three, too. Sorry to cut you off.
I think
as a parent of three who's had CPS visit my house, by the way, putting out there that I'm on meth or doing drugs is an extraordinarily cruel thing to accuse a parent of in that situation.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. I think that again, as far as, and I think that this is referencing the big post of concerns for Ethan's mental health on the Snark page, if that's what you're referencing, where it kind of discusses that. I think what I was trying to say with that is that essentially it did seem to me, as someone who is, reading through a lot of this, that there were people that were genuinely concerned for you. Because sometimes, when I'm going through these online, for example, bringing up one, person that I did research on is Brittany Dawn, who I did a video on. And when I would find different, posts about her, like online opinion pieces, a lot of them were just all hate, really, really intense. And I'm not saying that, you haven't had a lot of those posts.
When you found people expressing concern for me, were they in my community?
No, like I said, it was this master post that
it was in a community dedicated to snarking on me.
Yes. It was in a snark community. You found this massive freaking post on a snark community, and you were like, "Oh, well, this is very good research. This is all very good research." Yes, exactly, Sunshinery. How about I'm sorry? How about, hey, you know what? I did make this assumption. I should have done better. I should have had better coverage. I shouldn't have turned around and implied that you were on drugs, or I should have done better research to understand that these are talking points of people who believe you were doing drugs. Like, what? Like, how hard is it to just turn around and apologize? It's not that freaking difficult. I sent you a song on Discord that is her, started at 40-second mark, and you will see it's about her. Oh my gosh. Facts, a lot of creators can't take the heat. I don't know how they manage. I literally have seen people trying to get POs and ROs on creators because they didn't like being called a bitch. Yeah, it's like, this is insanity. This is absolute insanity. She gets a little bit of, she deals with something, or she deals with what Ethan Klein, or the level of her, not even the level, but she deals with harassment, a tiny bit of harassment that Ethan Klein has had to deal with on a near daily basis for multiple freaking years at this point. And her whole thing is, ooh, woo, ooh, I bad. My fifis are hurdy wordy. Like, fuck off, man. Just seriously, if you're going to concede on your points, if you're going to concede and say that, oh, you know what? Yeah, I totally probably should have done a better job. Then why not just turn around and apologize? Why are you sticking to this whole, I did nothing wrong situation, or not that I didn't do anything wrong. Why aren't you just turning around and saying, yeah, you know what? I did that wrong. I was bad and I'm sorry. God, that's annoying as hell.
They were the ones expressing concern, not my actual fans that care about me. That sounds like concern trolling.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think my real fans would be concerned if they thought I was on drugs?
I guess that's, you know, up to the individual person, because I think that you know.
Oh my God, it's up to the individual person. Well, then it's also up to the individual person for the people who are going after you and brigading your video, but yet you accused Ethan Klein of sending out a hate campaign against you or against other people and doing mass reports. How are you turning around? Oh my God, this is pissing me off so badly, so freaking much. Well, it's up to the individual person whether or not they're, you know, deciding to go ahead and be in concern of you. But when it comes to people who are being mean to me online, it's all your fault, Ethan. It's all your freaking fault. Fuck you.
I wonder if someone became concerned, would they get pushed out of your community? Would that happen?
I don't know. I mean, no, I don't think so. I don't believe so. I mean, there are people who get banned are people that are just being like inflammatory and mean-spirited and, you know, a lot of kinds of people. Well, anyway, listen, let's move on to another topic. I feel like we've kind of discussed that one through. This one really struck me, and I'll play it, and then you can respond to it. Here is this clip here. This one felt like very it kind of blew me away, frankly, just to be totally honest.
Implying that Ethan and Hila are pedophiles because Ethan made jokes about pedophiles and Hila has a hoodie with Care Bears is so gross, which I hopefully did not fully imply that because, yeah, no.
So this is from her live stream. This is from her live stream. Her very first ever live stream that she did, trying to explain her like some of the things that she said or did when it came to the creative direction of the video that she made. This is what I was talking about. Like, if you guys want me to cover this as well, then I definitely can. But yeah, we'll see about it, because after this debate here, it's pretty much it's pretty much over. I know Ethan does another video about it, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll make a goal for it.
Even in a hit piece like this, have you no shame? Do you not care about the impact your words on people's life? I can't believe anyone can stoop to such lows.
Actually, I prefer to even show you the original clip. That was your kind of explaining it. Hold on one sec as I pull that.
Oops.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull the original clip so we can watch that. That would be more instructive, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I definitely, I feel like I did not go about this the right way at all. If you can see my original script, I was going to say something completely different. And
then why didn't you? Why did you change your script? Who gave you the new, who gave you the new talking points? Who gave you the new script?
You know, did not say that.
Sorry, I found it, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I did write something down specifically for this because I'm very worried about, not saying, I don't know, misspeaking, because yeah, I feel bad about, I don't know, shitting on someone's clothing brand in the wrong way. But
you can shit on my clothing brand. I don't like being insinuated that I'm a pedophile or that I think babies are terrorists.
Or yeah, in that
way. Exactly. She's arguing all the wrong points. Nobody's gonna give a damn if you dislike their teddy bears. It's the fact that you're in a room full of freaking child's toys and trying to insinuate that two people are freaking pedophiles because they have teddy bears on their clothing. Meanwhile, you're surrounded by plushies and ballerinas and baby shit. Okay, sitting on fuck you, dude. You're oh God, you're the worst type of creator.
That's like a whole different league of insult, right? But anyway, let's watch this part because this part really kind of rattled me a bit.
What could happen at any moment? Hila decided to call the brand Teddy Fresh because Ethan and Hila loved the name Theodore or Teddy. Theodore happens to be the name of their first son. Teddy is the nickname they have for each other. Following the launch of Teddy Fresh's first collection in October of 2017, the brand almost immediately saw massive success. Much of its apparel would sell out shortly after dropping, and the line reflects Hila's own personal style. While in the past I would certainly commend Hila for having a very creative style, often some of the outfit ensembles that Hila chooses feel feels very childlike, with also Teddy Fresh having a little teddy bear as a logo. I don't know. Maybe it's interesting.
So can you explain?
I don't know. Maybe it's interesting. I don't know. Maybe they're pedophiles. I don't know. Maybe they touch children. I don't know. Maybe, like, dude, seriously. Like, fucking seriously. The implication is all there. She's Hassan's side chick. Her husband is getting cucked by her, simping for Hassan. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. This is what happens when you get sides cucked. Like, God damn it. I hate people like this.
Ask me what's interesting about, by the way, what's interesting about that?
Yeah. So essentially what I was trying to say, which I kind of wrote it down as to make sure, I don't know, because I feel like I didn't go about that the right way and how I should have described it in depth. Again, I kind of had something different that I was going to say in my script.
What was it? Do you want to say it? What it is you meant to say? Or you don't have to.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, because again, I edited it out and didn't say it because I didn't think I should, you know?
Okay.
But I essentially, sorry, I can also hear myself echoing. But I can see how my statement could be, taking things too far in online commentary, especially if you do feel like a propensity of online snarkers who are sort of, taking things to the extreme and, calling you pedophiles and, kind of, going after your family.
Do you think that it's a stretch to watch that and say, like, to assume you're saying something about us being pedophiles or groomers or something?
No.
So let me explain sort of the context of what I was meaning to say. And so, I think that, so essentially, looking into the research, Hila spoke about, sort of the inspiration of the clothing company being inspired by a lack of sort of colorful clothing for adults on the market. And there being, and inspired off of kind of the children's clothing that was colorful and sort of fun and playful. Again, I have plushies in, that offer me comfort in my
that doesn't make
set.
you a pedophile,
I love,
obviously. Right?
Yeah, I love, and I think anyone who likes the same should, go for it, find things.
So then why did you imply that they were pedophiles? Why did you say, oh, I just think that's interesting. Tee-hee, LOL, ooh, woo. Fucking hell, bro. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Things that bring them joy and make them happy. And that's why I said, in the past, I would commend Hila for her innovative style, for the way that she,
but now it's
forward, an innovative thing. The thing that sort of, that I said sort of, and the word that I said is, sort of, I felt like kind of undermined that wholesomeness of the brand was seeing, your past Reddit accounts, seeing the sort of jokes that you continually make about pedophilia, seeing all of that and your closeness with the brand. I was kind of like, essentially, that association.
Do I make a lot of jokes about pedophilia? I mean, I acknowledge I had that old account that's like 15 years old and stuff, but do I make jokes about?
Yeah, and something that she continues to conveniently leave out is that the freaking Reddit account is almost 2 decades old.
Pedophilia? I don't think so. That's not like a frequent topic. I mean, I talk about Michael Jackson. That's true. Michael Jackson, I make Michael Jackson jokes.
How are the two related? Because you're saying in the past you would commend my stuff, but what's changed? I didn't understand what's changed. And then you show pictures of me that don't show me dressed childlike either. So
I can actually show, like,
by the point.
Do you think this is childlike, this outfit?
I did have more.
Bro, this literally looks this literally looks like something that you would get like for Looney Tunes or something like that, right? How many people back in the 90s and early 2000s were wearing freaking Looney Tunes sweaters, who were adults, and they were wearing like Sylvester the cat sweaters, or like Gangster Bugs Bunny or something like that? Like, this is the exact same thing. I cannot believe that she seriously tried to turn around and claim that this was in any way, shape, or form pedophilic. My God, guys, yeah, exactly. It's a stylistic choice. It's the 90s era vibe. Like, this isn't like he's trying to turn around and indoctrinate children. That's not at all what this is. Oh, I'm about to die here.
More examples in the script itself, in my opinion.
I'm just looking at the video. This one actually,
on page 8.
This one I can't say that I understand at all.
What's the problem with the silver dress? What?
I think that it was just seen as funny.
But like, to make fun of me, just because I'm ugly. Like, what kind of funny?
You should look at the comments on Snark where this is found from and see like the kind of jokes that you're tapping into.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. I will. But yeah, no, I mean, back to the point, again.
Yeah. 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 Like, are you serious? Like, can we get a thought, please? Could you maybe finish a thought before you open your mouth? Anything, maybe? God, man.
It's, essentially taking something. I mean, again, a lot of people have things that are sort of inspired off of, children's aspects that bring them joy. I think right now a good example is like all the surprise boxes, you know, that are sort of, you know,
yeah, they're not all pedophiles.
The Labubu's in the back of Dan's set. But I think that
yeah, guys, don't forget freaking Billy the Fridge dressed up as a Labubu, confirmed pedophile. Confirmed pedo. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. This is insanity. It's just talking points you sourced from people who hate him and will do and say anything to make him the bad guy.
But I think that, again, like I said, it's, you know, as I was researching for this video and seeing just like, you know, some of Ethan's past content, it was like, okay, you know, Ethan's very involved in Teddy Fresh and often, you know, promotes the brand. And so, again, like I said, it just sort of...
You're talking specifically about comments made 15 years ago, right?
You just said this picture is funny. Like, I'm wondering what was funny. Can you... You didn't say in this video that the problem became Ethan's Reddit account. That's not what was said here. You say you have problems.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't say that. It's absolutely, yeah, exactly. This is the humor to have to deal with clothes. Yep, 90s look. That's something that you would wear. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, exact Sunshinery. She's not answering anything. She's just talking around the point because when she doesn't have answers, that's the thing. Once again, she probably didn't even write her own script. She probably had other people help write it for her, which is why she has absolutely no answers whatsoever, which makes me wonder why in the hell did she decide to do this debate in the first place? Why? It makes no sense. You're so far and out of your depth. Why would you do this? You can't answer a damn thing because you're too worried about like upsetting the people who helped you with this.
Problem with how I dress.
Again, I should have
you just said now that this is funny.
More in depth.
Is it just making fun of the dress she's wearing?
I think that the photo was added in because it was seen as funny. And
what
the
do you
person
think?
that edited it.
I'm asking you, what do you think?
But you're asking
do you
what
think
I
this
think.
picture,
yeah, what's funny
what I'm wearing is funny? Do you think I'm dressed like a pedophile? I don't understand. What is your point?
Yeah, I think that you know, I think that if you're asking me what my specific viewpoint is on that particular outfit, do I think it's like really trendy right now? No, I don't think it's really trendy right now.
Okay.
It's not like, trendy.
So the point is that I'm out of trend. That would be a different video. Sure, you can make that video that I'm not trending.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's.
So this is another.
You know,
your editor kind of sneaking one in on you again.
It's a bit of a straw man, but if you want to talk about that particular photo, yeah, we can go.
Wait, sorry.
A straw man. There's a straw man. I'm sorry. What did you just say, woman? What did you just say?
I'm sneaking one in on you again.
It's a bit of a straw man, but if you want to talk about that particular photo, yeah, we can go.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
I hate you. I hate you. Your video is full of straw man, conjecture, non-context clips. Like you're seriously going to sit here and try and turn around and say that it's a straw man. It's a freaking big part of your video. It's a legitimate part of your video where you're trying to express some sort of freaking, you're trying to insinuate that him and his wife are pedophilic in nature or adjacent, but it's a straw man. Don't focus on the part where I turned around and said that, you know, or used an editorial choice to imply that you are a pedo. That's a straw man. They fuck you. Fuck you. Not everyone's fashion is going to be the same or like the AE thing, and some want to be fashionable trend, some don't get it. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Everybody's is different. I'm not going to sit here and hate on somebody for their fashion choice, especially when my fashion choice is freaking sweater shirt and basketball shorts. That's my whole that's my whole fashion. Like, I'm not going to get upset with somebody for it, but to insinuate that because there's a fucking teddy bear on a shirt, then somebody must be a pedophile is absolutely asinine. It's insane that she wants to try and call them or say that or imply that they or accuse them of a fucking straw man. Fuck you, man.
That outfit, the photo itself.
The photo is in your video.
Yeah, the photo's in your video.
I mean, yeah, no, but if we want to debate the specifics of that photo itself, we can talk about that, you know. But if we want to talk about the sentiment that I discussed and, you know, why I meant that and why I think I should have expanded more on that, so it wasn't, you know, taken out of context, we can discuss that as well.
These are the looks, by the way, you included in your research too. say that her clothing is childlike and quote unquote interesting. So, like, I mean,
yeah, I would say that is childlike and interesting.
The blue face is my artistic impression and how I interpreted famous art that I was inspired by. The other ones are Y2K inspired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, I would commend that for being fashion forward and everything. Okay. Like I said, you know, Ethan's past comments simply, in my opinion, sort of undermined the.
Just to be clear, we're talking about 15-year-old accounts posted from an account with the name troll in the name.
Yep, that's what we're talking about here, Ethan.
Yeah,
yep.
and,
just to be clear, so that's the part
that
ruins the current day, that makes you suspicious of us in current day. Just to be clear, is there other ones, or is it just the 15-year-old Reddit account?
I mean, again, there's been some other consistent jokes. I mean, if you want me to like create a document and send it over compiling,
well, you already did a 3-hour
as many
video
recent
about
jokes.
It.
You know, but but like I said, you know, I agree. I should have expanded on that. If you want me to expand on it.
Hey, shout out to Mono. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for the 5 gifted.
That's okay. You know what's interesting is after this part, I'll let it play a little bit further. What you say is interesting afterwards.
Teddy bear as a logo. I don't know. Maybe it's interesting.
Wow.
Oh, I noticed you cut out the part where you said it reminds you of when you used to get groomed in high school.
Yep.
That, I think that's at the end of the video.
That's later. That's later in the video. But that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. What does people trying to, like, you know, freaking groom you in high school or make sexual comments towards you in high school? What does that have to do with freaking Ethan making a joke on a troll account? I'm failing to understand what's going. What the fuck is that? A rat? The fuck? Okay. I'm failing to understand how creepy dudes at your high school is somehow it like connects to Ethan Klein and his clothing brand. Where's the 5 gifted song and dance? You know, I'm not. Yeah, no. I have self-respect. I'm highly appreciative of it, though, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate anyone and everybody who supports the channel. Oh, man, maybe I will do something. Don't be. I'm not gonna shoot you, bud.
No, I remember it. Oh no, wait, what? Wasn't it after that? Oh, my bad. It sounds like I got that wrong. So wait, where's that one? Oh, you have it. I apologize. I'm totally wrong on that one. Here it is.
That being said, Ethan accuses a lot of people of being.
Let me just go back to give.
And remember, folks,
this is about the Reddit
Ethan
account.
Accuses a lot of people of being and makes a lot of jokes about
this one. I'd like to say really quick. I don't think I should have included Hila's clothing in this. I think that was total. You know, I think I should have just focused on, you know, your commentary. I agree on that one.
Okay, well, it's in the video. I'll just play it. But
yeah.
I'm glad.
No, I do want to.
Oh, so now we're conceding. I shouldn't have included her. I shouldn't have included the clothing line, but yet your entire thing so far has been, well, you know, you're kind of a pedo due to the fact that you have this clothing line, but you also made these insensitive pedo jokes from pedo troll count. So that means that if he did not have the if you didn't talk about the clothing line, does that mean you would have even talked about his troll account? Because you're saying the reason why you insinuate that they're freaking pedophiles is because of the troll account.
I say thank you, because this has been ongoing for so long and people come after this small business. I employ good people here in LA. This is just a small business.
I mean, there's people in her employees' Instagram saying, why do you work for a pedophile and stuff like that. I mean, that's bananas,
heavy,
right?
and very serious.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not something to just play around with.
This stuff has like affected our lives a lot. Sorry to cut you off, Hila.
No, it's fine.
I apologize. Go ahead.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, for my own, you know, personal context too, though. I mean, again.
Wow, you're a cunt. You're a cunt. Nope.
And talk about adding bias and everything. You know, not just in terms of, you know, that sort of lighthearted joke that I was talking, not lighthearted joke, but I was talking about, you know, I would growing up being like friends with you know, different men, and they would sort of make sexual jokes, and then you know, eventually I realized they weren't jokes at all. I also was
that would insinuate I want to fuck kids. That's like that's the direct.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. You remind me of all of these older men who tried to make a pass at me when I was in high school. That is literally insinuating that Ethan Klein wants to fuck kids. Like, how do you not understand this? How do you? Listen. I recognize that I shouldn't have said that you guys are pedophiles, but I also believe you guys are pedophiles. Like, fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Before we talk about it.
And makes a lot of jokes about Hila dresses kind of childlike with a little teddy bear for her fashion brand. I find all of that interesting. It reminds me of when I was really young.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I find all of that really, pause for dramatic effect, Interesting? Yes, you find it interesting because you want to peddle this narrative that they're pedophiles or that it's pedophile adjacent. I fucking hate this woman. I hate you so freaking much. You are the bane of small content creators' existence, because these mouth-breathing morons who probably would drown in water if somebody didn't tell them to close their, like, to hold their breath. You take all of these, like, I'm not going to say take all of these views or anything like that, but you get popularized with bullshit just because you have like certain like aspects of the video that are good, like, you know, quality sound and all that, but it's like you're taking advantage of the ignorance of the people around you, and that annoys the absolute hell out of me. She believes that we are pedos. Great. She believes that everybody's a pedo, apparently, which is crazy though, is that she recognizes in this debate, right, that she has no right to be calling somebody pedophilic because of all of the plushies in her room, but yet somehow didn't seem to, I don't know, realize that prior to making that point in the video.
And naive, and had people who I thought were guy friends that would make a lot of sexual jokes towards me, and then they would kind of nudge me and say, it's just a joke, we're just joking around, and then I would always be shocked and disappointed when some time would pass and they would try to make a pass at me. Over time, when I became less naive, I realized that those jokes weren't really jokes at all, that they
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Nobody cares about your personal experience in this. This is supposed to be a documentary style video, not an opinion piece. This is how Ethan Klein destroyed his career. You are not supposed to be injecting your opinion or your own personal anecdotes in an effort to go ahead and perpetuate an assertion that cannot be verified. Fuck you, dude. You know what? I've dealt with many women like this, and they were all freaking crazy bitches. Does that mean she's a crazy bitch? Well, you know, I mean, I just think it's interesting. Tee-hee.
They actually meant what they said the entire time. Ethan's old account has
just so you know, there's been 0 accusations against me for anything, even talking inappropriately to fans and of any age, anywhere. I don't have a Snapchat. I don't engage fans in DMs. So
if
the
anything,
insinuation, and again, I want you to look at it from my perspective, right?
Yeah.
The insinuation that I'm grooming people, children, is not okay. It's just not. It's so destructive. It is so mean-spirited. It is, and by the way, it's completely without basis.
If anything, if I can add, you bring up again here that I dress childlike. Where do I dress childlike?
Me, Eli, have a 2-year age difference, by the way.
Again, I did say I don't think I should have added that, in that part because I was focusing on Ethan and stuff. And
okay, so now we've got the concession that she said she should never have brought up her clothing line. So in this moment in time, she has conceded on everything. Literally has conceded on everything that Ethan has brought up. So my question is, why'd you make the fucking video in the first place, you dumb broad? Why? Fucking why?
And then the other thing, if I can also add, is that you say that basically, like, you've had your own experience, and I have too. So, I have too. And Ethan knows stuff, and we are both very sensitive to this stuff, and that's why we always speak up for victims. We're always on the side of victims. We always put other creators that have done bad stuff on blast. We don't let anybody like push their stuff under the rug. When things come up, we talk about it. So I don't understand why
those guys were doing the same thing she does to Hassan. What do you mean by that, Congo?
Would you want to come after somebody like that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I was 16, I was born in Orange County, got essentially recruited into a modeling agency and kind of part of the industry. And there was a few different photographers that did some pretty fucked.
The question was, why would you insinuate this? Not, please tell us your whole life story. Like, why? I don't care. I don't care what happened to you in high school. I don't care what people did or what jokes were made. I don't care. I don't care. Why did you make this insinuation? That's the question. I don't need a freaking, 5-hour long on sequitur or 5-hour long explanation of why it is that you didn't like people or older dudes in high school. Nobody fucking cares, bro. Holy shit. Trying to act like a friend, but trying to get with him. Oh, yeah. Man, I could be Klein's lawyer and win this case. I think you could get a squirrel as his lawyer and win this case.
Shit, and a lot of times it began with jokes.
But that reminds me. That reminds you of me.
Exactly.
I think that in general, my personal opinion is that from my experience, jokes can sometimes not be jokes at all.
Just to be clear, we're talking about 15-year-old Reddit account with troll in the title.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, again,
listen, I said it in the beginning. She's got the purple hair. But unfortunately for her, this time her victim card was declined. Just like that EBT, her victim card got shut off. Nobody cared. The government shutdown took away your victim card, sweetheart.
and like I don't know you as a person. This is me like, covering situations and just seeing a lot of jokes
you actually
being made.
glazed up Hassan pretty hard. I mean, at one point, even way more recently than me.
Glazed him like a donut.
He has videos saying he always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut, and he says
oh, this is amazing. This is amazing, y'all. This is amazing. If you haven't seen this yet, if you have not seen this yet, get ready. Get ready. Stand by and stand back.
Old enough to
yeah, he's about to get into some of the clips with Ethan or with Hassan, and yeah, her reaction is about what you would expect from a Hassan Glazer.
Old enough to mount. Hassan said that like 6 years after my Reddit account was inactive.
Yeah, and if he said that, I think that's pretty fucked up,
So I expect should I expect a video about how he's a pedophile?
But much like the drug thing, like you have a personal experience with a drug addict, you know how serious that stuff is. I don't know why would you want to participate in like wrongfully accusing somebody based on nothing of being a drug addict. Same thing with this. As a victim, why would you want to throw around accusations and make all victims not count? You know how many douchebags there are out there that don't believe victims, right? And they like to say that the victims are lying. Why would you participate in that? Because what you're doing right now is throwing an accusation based on nothing, and you're making everybody else look like a fool.
By the way, I feel like I've sacrificed a lot to stand up for victims on the show too.
And we personally lost friends in this industry that accusations came up against them, and we're no longer friends with them.
I think that's why a lot of people felt a little bit disappointed, like
by my 15-year-old Reddit account.
Who is people? Who is people? Nobody gives a damn. They stop saying people. What do you think? What do you think, woman? Stop putting the blame onto other people. Stop putting the responsibility of opinions on somebody else. It's your video, your opinion pieces. Why can I not jump over this? The fuck, am I retarded? What happened to me? There we go. Stop saying that's why I think other people said this. That's why I think other people. So why did you put it in the video? That's the question.
With troll in the title.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make clear that that's what we're talking about, not something more recent.
Other clips as well.
Do you remember what you were doing 15 years ago?
I was 10 years old.
You were how old?
I was 10 years old, 11 years old.
Oh, well, you were probably playing with kid toys.
She's wait. She said she was 10 years old 15 years ago. Yeah. She's like 25, 26 years old. I hate that I'm older than this bitch. I hate that I'm older than her.
Is pedophile? I'm just kidding. Sorry. That was deeply unprofessional. I apologize.
But yeah, no, I think what was I going to say? I think there's other things that I can say as well that at least again I don't.
Do you think Hassan is a pedophile? Now that I've told you, it's a pedophile.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her. Look at that face, bro. Do you think Hassan is a pedophile? She's just there like, shit. Ooh, what do I say? How do I get out of this one? I don't know. Did he really just ask me that? Did he just put me on the hot seat? Checks notes. No.
Now that I've told you.
I would have to see more clips and context, but
we can show you the clips. They're very famous. I don't know how you have
I can show it. Yeah. Hold on one sec. I'll show you.
Well, Eli, she hasn't seen the clips because she has those Hassan glasses on. They filter out everything he's ever done wrong.
One sec here. Give me a moment. Here.
Come back again.
Just as a reminder, this is about 6 years after my Reddit account was expired, right? After it was inactive.
And Miley was around 18 years old.
Well, but Hannah Montana was a girl.
Sure, yeah.
A little girl.
Even worse, yeah.
So he said he uses the character name. Anyway, here it is.
We discussed the legendary question of all time: old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. I want to say thank you.
Oh, there's always clips. There's always clips, Congo. Ethan may be deranged at some points in time. He may fuck up. He may be doing this, that, and the third. But he has always been a dude ready to go to war with evidence and rebuttals. He's not to be caught lacking. That's not something he's known for. I'll give him that. He debates a lot of people.
Thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut. Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a class.
I mean, is this a pedophile trying to groom people?
I think in general, I don't fuck with the camel toe jokes. I don't think that's cool.
What about the pedophile jokes?
Yeah, I mean, how old was she at the
well,
time?
Hannah Montana.
Montana, how old would she have been in the show?
Hannah Montana was canonically 16 years old until, like, I believe the final season when she was supposedly turned 18. I don't remember, but I know for a fact that in the like even towards the end of it, it was like canonically 16 to 18 years old, and she ended the show with her being 18, I believe.
It was.
I could be wrong.
She was like 14 in the show.
And the joke is old enough to mount, old enough to count.
Old enough to count, old enough to mount.
Other way.
Or no, he said he always knew she was a little slut.
Yeah.
About a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
You said jokes aren't just jokes, right? So I mean, Hassan is a grooming pedophile.
Again, that's not cool at all. Again, my main criticism
I don't think he's a pedophile, for the record.
Propensity? Oh, well, you know, he just made the joke one. He's only made a couple of jokes. He hasn't reached the pedophile level of jokes. What is this? What is this? You literally have a section in your video titled "Rules for Thee, but Not for Me," and here you are doing the exact same thing, and you're trying to turn around and be like, well, you know, guys, I mean, you kind of said like 2 more jokes than he did. You crushed that pedophile threshold. So I'm gonna call you one. This is straight BS. I hate this chick. I hate her so much. It's the amount of jokes that you make. Fuck you.
I think
again, my main criticism of you is the propensity of jokes that were used. You know, again, my personal experience is that a lot of the people that would end up, you know, sexually assaulting me when I was underage would, you know, continually push those jokes onto me again and again and again and again. And I would write it off, you know, because I think my trauma response is fawn. And so I would continue to write it off and be like, oh, you know, they're just joking. That's all, you know. I guess I wanted to ask, you know, why did you use those jokes? You know,
15, you know what?
So
15 years ago,
understand.
15 years ago when I had that Reddit account, I have no trouble admitting that I was extremely slow at maturing. Very immature, very dumb, very cringe, right? At the time, pedophile jokes were super popular on the internet for some reason. There was like the pedo bear joke, and just in general, people thought it was funny for some reason.
Yes,
then. And
it was a different era of YouTube. Yes, 100%.
These Reddit accounts, there was like these really popular novelty accounts, they would call them, with like a specific name that instructs their comments. So, for example, I would write some obscene comment, right, and then you would go. If you go even now in the archive, you'll see people being like, "Oh, I see your name, very funny." Like comments that I made have like, you know, they have like 60 upvotes and people laughing in the comments. So while I agree that those jokes were gross and immature and inappropriate for any time, you know, jokes that, by the way, I don't make today, right? I admit that they are really gross and immature, but I also think, like, if you look at it, that it's so clear that I'm kidding around and not actually being serious there. And frankly, if you look at that account, like 90% of it is me talking about StarCraft.
It doesn't even matter about that. The fact that you have troll in the title, it's so obvious that it's a troll. It's so obvious that you're just joking and like, yeah, bad, poor taste, boo, bad Ethan Klein. But at the same time, it's just joke. It's an absolute freaking joke. The fact that this is being taken as some sort of gotcha moment or in any way, shape, or form being linked to the fact that he potentially might be a sexual predator is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, because then we could just go around saying whatever we want about somebody simply because of some freaking joke that they made. If a comedian makes a 9/11 joke, are we just going to start calling them a terrorist? Are we just going to start saying that they sympathize with that they somehow sympathize with freaking Al-Qaeda, that they're you know they're freaking sleeper agents because they made a 9/11 joke? No.
Okay.
But you know what? A troll is someone who's insincere. It's someone who's trying to provoke you to a reaction through being insincere.
I honestly thought that trolls, to be honest, were like a thing of many years ago until the bad empanadas.
I thought trolls went extinct. That's my reason for being retarded. I thought trolls were extinct on YouTube. How is that a response? How is that a freaking response? I thought trolls were a thing of the past on YouTube. Troll, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Not an incident.
Yeah, you had an unfortunate run-in with one of the greatest cave trolls there is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't think that was...
Yeah, but I mean, like, just generally speaking, a troll is someone who's insincere, right? And just looking to get a rise out of you by saying whatever. So, I mean, that would imply, even in the name, a pedo troll would be someone who's using pedophilia to troll people into getting upset by being insincere. Like that's the meaning of the name. If the name was like Ethan Klein and just like, hey guys, this is me, Ethan Klein, like, you know, it's made with the clear intention of playing a character, a troll character. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
I don't stand by those comments though, and
shit.
People are totally justified to point it out and say it's gross and cringe and stuff, but I don't think that it's fair to say it implies anything other than that, unless you're willing to go on record and say Hassan Piker is a pedophile groomer, which I don't believe he is, for the record.
Sorry, also I just keep staring at like this stain on my couch and it's bugging me so much.
What, the white one?
I'm like, I didn't really, the empty one. There's like a tiny stain there that's bugging me.
I love your chair, by the way. It's a beautiful green color.
Thank you.
And the throw blanket behind you is beautiful too.
Thanks. Just didn't really catch that.
I didn't notice, but now I do. Everybody look at her stain.
It's going to be, I can't get it out of my head now.
Let's see here. There's all kinds of other stuff. I'll just go through it here one at a time.
First son. Teddy is the nickname they have for each other. Following the launch.
Oh, sorry. We already looked at this one. My apologies. The Fupa Fund one was kind of one that I hadn't heard in a while.
Helpful. So I was looking into whether the Fupa Fund.
The Fupa Fund was insane. I'm so happy that he brought this up because it's like the most debunked position that she had. Like this is, if there's one thing here that is just 100% has canonically been debunked by somebody or debunked by like the vast majority of the internet, it's the Fupa Fund.
And was still in existence.
Let me go back a little bit.
I've had very helpful friends that have given me advice, but to have something like the Fupa Fund where you could go to and have assistance if you're a small creator, scared and have no idea what to do would be extremely helpful. So I was looking into whether the Fupa Fund was still in existence, but the Fupa Fund dissolved and is no longer in use. A big reason for the Fupa Fund's dissolution is that the clients use the Fupa Fund for their own legal fees, as well as several $1,000s out of pocket to fight the legal battle against Matt Haas. While it is often the case that legal fees can add up and become more than you'd ever initially expect, well, the fact that the clients closed the Fupa Fund after spending the money on their own legal fees, instead of keeping it open, maybe replenishing the fund once they're able to, so that other creators could have used it, well, that's a little disappointing. This move received criticism from many, like Keemstar.
I don't understand. Like, what is it their responsibility to keep the freaking Fupa Fund funded for every single YouTube creator, all the hundreds of thousands of YouTube creators? Is that your point here? Is that literally your like what you're trying to argue, that they should have kept it open and continued to fund it for just anybody and everybody? And the simple fact that you were able to turn around and source Keemstar as somebody who had an issue with it, but you couldn't find you couldn't source him as somebody like retracting his statements later? Is that like, are you serious?
Who suggested that the clients scammed their audience.
By the way, you know, even Keemstar doesn't believe this now. Like, this is such an ancient accusation. Like, even Keemstar's walked off it. Like, no, it's been like fully debunked.
Into an enemy of Ethan Klein. In the end,
I guess what's disappointing about the fact. So first of all, you know that the money was raised by Phil DeFranco for the express purpose, one singular purpose, right, of paying our legal fees. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, you can see from, sorry, I'm pointing because this is where my research is, but you can see from the research that I got it from your wiki page, right?
Well, I don't care where you got it. I'll tell you what's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, because, you know, there's a lot of, you know, oh, it's all from Snark or whatnot, but I was grabbing that from your wiki page. I do agree. Again, like I said, I should find 2 or 3 sources. Again,
well,
that's sort of my principal rule now.
What's disappointing about what happened?
Yeah, so from the clips that I had seen from your YouTube page and everything, it seemed like, you know, it was kind of sold as this sort of promise to, not promise, again, I don't want to misspeak or anything. You know, I'm trying to, you know, I don't know.
It's okay. I'm with you. Yeah.
But you know, you know, a way to advocate for creators. I think, again, like I had sort of said, when I, you know, first started, I got this random cease and desist from Russell Hartley, you know, talking about his, you know, how to pick up women courses. And then, you know, I got spammed with like 13 copyright claims on a video.
But it was used to help other creators. That's the thing. That's literally the thing. It was used to help other creators. It did what it was meant to do. It was created by Philip DeFranco specifically for them to utilize, and they took the money that they used and they used it. They fucking used it, dude. I'm losing it, man. I don't understand. You're so stupid. Absolutely freaking dumb. I mean, it's true. Keem really doesn't believe it. Yeah, exactly, Sunshine. He doesn't even believe it. I don't know what's wrong with her, Tim. Oh, she didn't give her money. That's it. Yeah, exactly, Congo. That's what that's what it is. She's mad that it didn't stay open long enough for her to be able to use it. That's what it sounds like. Oh Oh my god! Does she not know people can rewrite shit on Wiki? No, I don't know if she. I don't think she's aware of that. I really don't. I don't think she's aware of a lot of things. I think that she's a few apples short of an entire basket. You know,
about a creator and you know, just different things like that. And when that happens too, when you get spammed with like 13 not copyright claims, sorry,
DMCAs.
You know, claims, not strikes. Sorry, I was making sure. Gotcha. Sometimes, you know, you get those mixed up in your head, but I want to make sure it's not strike claims. Yeah. But yeah, so, and when that happens, essentially it was like, okay, either I try and, you know, dispute all of these, and sometimes they can just say, you know, fuck you, and, you know, wait months until, you know, the very last day that they have to like let those go and release.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's wonderful. I'm sorry for you. What does that have to do with him? What does that have to do with Ethan Klein? She's 26 years old, then. She's 26 years old. What is your issue with freaking some rando on the internet or some dude on the internet? What does that have to do with Ethan Klein? You're insinuating that he took the money from the FUPA fund and just ran. What yeah, it's unfortunate you got hit with some DMCAs. Feel for you. It sucks. Like, but what does that have to do with Ethan? I'm not understanding. What does that have to do with him? What did he do to you? What the fuck did he do to you?
Them, and then that's, you know, months without you receiving any revenue on the video. Yeah, obviously, this is my job.
It would have been great to have help with that, but why would, because I got sued by some maniac, why would that obligate me to pay for every other creator's legal fees?
Again, like, you know, you don't have to be the end all be all. Again, you guys kind of.
But you did say that. You did say that. You cannot turn around and say, well, you don't have to be the end all be all. I don't remember hearing you say anybody else's name that they should have continued to put money into it. How are you trying to rewrite your own freaking script? Are you kidding me? You turned around and said that it was up, that it, like, Ethan should have kept it open. But now you're trying to turn around here and say, well, I'm not saying that it's up to you. I hate you so much. I hate you so fucking much.
Put yourself as like the forefront. You
know why we did?
Because of the Matt Haas situation.
But we raised
in the A about.
Do you understand the sequence of events? How everything happened?
No.
I mean, she doesn't. Your video, right?
Yeah.
And,
so Philip, at first I said, I don't want to ask you guys for money. This is my problem. Did you see that clip? That's why Philip DeFranco made the GoFundMe and not me. So Philip DeFranco made it. Raised 170,000. We got 150 after
a day
taxes, or no, not taxes. After the platform took their cut, so we had 150,000, and we had some really shitty lawyers at the time who made us feel like that was like $1 billion, and a lawsuit would only cost a fraction of that, and we'd have all this leftover money, and so we decided like, oh God, that sounds amazing. So with all this leftover money, we're going to use it to help as many people as we can. You know, interestingly, we did actually still spend a fair bit of that money helping people during the process of.
That's great.
Yes.
That sounded so condescending. I'm sorry. Am I the only one who heard that? Am I the only one who heard the condescending nature or tone in her voice when she said that's great?
And so we decided like, oh God, that sounds amazing. So with all this leftover money, we're going to use it to help as many people as we can. You know, interestingly, we did actually still spend a fair bit of that money helping people during the process of.
That's great.
Yes.
And Ethan got it too. Look at watch. Hold on. Freaking watch Ethan's eyebrow. Watch Ethan's eyebrow here. Okay.
Process of.
That's great.
Okay. She says that's great. Watch his eyebrow move. Yes. It's that subtle little like the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson move, just a little, and now look at his deadpan face. He's just like, this fucking bitch.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my God, I freaking, I'm so annoyed. It is what it is, though, right? It is what it is. You heard it, Sunshine. You heard it. Can we get her in a wrestling ring? I want to teach her a lesson.
but essentially, we were under the impression that money would last much further than it was. And you've seen when we show the first bill for like $50,000 that we had kind of like a rude awakening. Like, oh shit, this is not the kind of money we thought it is.
We also, in the middle of all of it, went through a very stressful change of lawyers, because the first lawyers who told us to take the case on and made it seem like it would be an easy win, then decided to advise us to settle.
Yeah, they were.
And we were like, no, everybody already donated, that we need to fight this all the way.
This is, by the way, Ryan Morrison, by the way, video game attorney.
And so the whole thing was very stressful.
And it's crazy. It's absolute insanity that she's trying to imply that they were not willing to back up free speech by copyright striking Denims, Frogan, and fucking Caseytron, when literally their lawsuit is what set precedents for copyright, for what transformative is for YouTube years ago. It is asinine for her to be able to even think that she could say that.
And but we pushed through the whole way through, because the whole idea was to win this, so it would create a precedent for other people, for other creators.
Are you aware that
that is what happened in the end? I don't know if you
are you aware that the win is the single most impactful precedent in favor of critiquing commentary videos on YouTube? And it's actually
like literally the reason she's able to make these opinion pieces on the internet and have a backing is because of Ethan Klein and Elon Klein. And she wants to try and insinuate that in some way, shape, or form, they no longer advocate for free speech. It's just, oh my gosh. Imagine like turning around and people it would be like a black person turning around and saying that Martin Luther King he didn't actually believe in freaking civil rights. Like, and I'm not trying to equate him, but I'm trying to think of like the most extreme example here, because Ethan Klein is very far from MLK. It's just the most extreme example that I could think of in this moment in time.
It's actually published.
Yep. I think who that's mean. But yeah, I think sorry, I'm looking at the state now even more. But yeah, no, I want to say, I'm not sure how much
she's an
dove
idiot.
into the judge's sentiments in the video itself. And again, this is sort of a problem as well when it comes to my commentary, that I want to, again, focus down on myself, working on my content and work on this, because essentially sometimes I felt like I would go into these rabbit holes and no one cares about this. I'm just rambling on about, the judge's statements and, but hearing also from, from people who this is directly affected, from, like you said, like this is your life. It's like, okay, I don't want to, I think it'd be better to go into as many details as possible at the expense of, boring a few people, especially if it interests.
But you didn't go into any details.
Me, then, essentially cutting things down and being like, this is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Long paragraph reading off statements from a judge doesn't matter. So yeah, but in the research itself, I have statements from the judge and everything.
But I guess my point is that.
Oh, that's fantastic. In your research, in your freaking doc, you have statements from the judge. What about putting that in the video? That would have been cool. That would have been great. That would have been fantabulistic.
In terms of like the best that $150,000 can do, there's probably not a better use for that money than what we ended up achieving through.
But also
defending
that is what the money was donated for. It was not donated so that we would help other people. That was just us thinking we had so much money we could do.
It was a very much no good. It was a very much no good deed goes unpunished type of thing. Right?
It did come from a good place of thinking, okay, we can do more than just fight our case. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. However, I just don't understand, where is your problem with this FUPA scenario?
I mean, again, my question, it's disappointing in terms of like...
You know what? If she feels this strongly about there needing to be some sort of slush fund for creators, why doesn't she create it herself? She makes a good amount of money on her YouTube channel. Her freaking YouTube videos get like well over, they get like 300,000 to 500,000 views. Why doesn't she just create it herself then?
Is there a resource like that for new creators?
I'm sorry, but I feel like that's a little bit.
It's not like it's your job, but
like car crashes are disappointing. Like anything that happens is disappointing.
It's not like it's your job, but I'm just gonna make it your fault that it's not there anymore. It's not your job, but I believe it's your job. It's not your job, but I'm not gonna blame anybody else for the FUPA fund no longer being there.
I'm not sure what do you mean it's disappointing.
I feel that framing you just did there is a little dishonest. It feels like the obvious implication is that you're disappointed that I didn't replenish the FUPA.
It creates some kind of like an atmosphere that something was done wrong there. Like we either used money wrongfully or something. Like for the viewer of your video, they would be left wondering, okay, so the clients did something suspicious there with the money that was donated.
Right. Actually, and maybe I'm wrong. Let's just watch it again.
Cease and desist in the mail from Russell Hartley that I had no idea that were extremely called FUPA fund, where you could go to and have assistance if you're a small creator, scared and have no idea what to do, would be extremely helpful. So I was looking into whether the FUPA fund was still in existence, but the FUPA fund dissolved and is no longer in use. A big reason for the FUPA fund's dissolution is that But the clients use the FUPA fund for their own legal fees, as well as several thousand.
The way you go, like, one of the main reasons, it's like, that is the, it's not one of the main reasons. It's the reason why.
It's the only reason. It's literally the only reason. She's upset that they created, this FUPA fund was created for them by somebody else and they used it. Like, what, this is like somebody this is such pocket watching type of, like, that's all it is. It's pocket watching. It's pocket watching. Yes, Congo, she's back to being a small creator somehow with freaking 700,000 viewers or 700,000 subscribers.
Why the money's not there. And also, which I think gets buried a little bit in your explanation, is the reason the money was raised in the first place.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, again, the way that, I feel like there's a million, to be honest, sometimes I feel like there's a million ways to interpret how someone says a sentence. So also I feel like,
oh my God, guys, I didn't say it. You just interpreted it that way. That's your problem, Ethan. You're interpreting it the wrong way. What you're supposed to interpret it is that you're a bad person, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. That's literally the vibe I'm getting from this.
I can, moving forward, I'm going to be cautious. I've said all the ways that I'm going to try to, take this in and do better. But also, I can say something and someone can interpret it in the worst way possible, at the same time. So, I'm.
You think that's what I'm
also,
doing?
I don't think that's necessarily what you're doing here, but maybe a little bit. I mean, again,
I was kind of
taking dollars out of pocket to fight the legal battle against Matt Haas. While it is often the case that legal fees can add up and become more than you'd ever initially expect, well, the fact that the clients closed the FUPA fund after spending the money on their own legal fees, instead of keeping it open, maybe replenishing the fund once they're able to, so that other creators could have used it. Well, that's
literally this entire backpedaling has been her saying, well, I'm not saying it's your responsibility, yet here you are. Maybe they could have replenished it when they had the funds to do so. If it's that big of a thing to you, if it's literally that important to you, why don't you create one? Why don't you open a new one? Why don't you reopen the freaking FUPA fund then? If it's that important to you, just redo it yourself. You literally make tens of thousands of dollars a month. I'm going to assume you have a 6 or 7 figure, or you definitely have a 6-figure income. Why are you not doing it? Why are you not replenishing it? My God. If 700K is small, I got 160. I have no chance in hell. Yeah, Conga. I mean, I feel the same way, man. Like, she's over here pretending like she's like just barely started. She's been at this for like over 5 years, and she's trying to act like she's just this tiny little freaking content creator. Oh, woe is me, boo hooey wooey. Like, fuck off.
That's a little disappointing.
So, I mean, you're directly speaking to the fact that I used the money on my lawsuit and not helping other people as disappointing. And you even say that I didn't replenish, that I don't invest my own money.
If I could speak to how I meant to say it, so I went to.
Could you just give me the floor real quick, please? Pretty, please give me the floor to tell you and explain to you how I meant it instead of how I said it.
I was speaking to as a creator. These were my experiences getting started. I was excited to hear about the FUPA fund because that sounds like a great resource for creators who are getting into, content creation. Then, looking into your wiki, what it says there.
Wiki? Are you seriously calling wiki? Is it Wi-Fi too? Do you have Wi-Fi at home? What is this, Bad Empanada Wi-Fi? Like, oh, I hate this broad so much. I hate her so much.
It says that literally, it says all of that information practically verbatim.
The information's correct. It's the extrapolation that I felt was malicious.
Yeah, and so basically the way that I was attempting to say it is I felt disappointed because creators couldn't have a resource like that. Again, because
who says that they can't have that? Who says they can't have a resource like that? Make the resource yourself. Like, it doesn't take anything. You could literally create another FUPA fund on your own. Why are we pocket watching? Why are you telling Ethan Klein that he needs to create this thing, but you have money to be able to do it and you're actively choosing not to?
A resource like that for people that are starting out.
By the way, I'm not associated with this website, just to be clear. I don't know what's written here. Just to be clear.
Yeah. Again, but like it's not a snark. I'll sometimes go into those.
I don't know though. The Fair Use Protection Act, also known as FUPA Fund, was an escrow account created by Klein in 2016. Fund is dissolved and no longer used. The goal of the account was to help other fellow content creators fund fair use legal lawsuits taken up against them. The account was placed in the trust of the law firm Morrison Lee. Users were directed to contact the @FUPA for Freedom page for help. The FUPA Fund was created after Ethan Miller received donations, $170,000, to help them fund their lawsuit against Matt Haas in a GoFundMe page set up by Phil DeFranco. Yeah. So, I mean, the way that it's described here is just a factual accounting of things, right? So, like, you referencing this is fine. It's again,
It's her own interpretation of what that information means. That's what the problem is. That's literally been the entire problem. She's putting her own opinion piece onto factual information. It's just, yeah, you're so done with her BS, bro. I'm done with her BS too. I think everybody was done with her BS.
The extra interpretation you added, which I felt was malicious, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's fair. Again, I just explained to you what my intention was with that. Is like.
So do you think it's a scam?
Your intention was just that you're sad that something like that doesn't exist today.
Yeah, for other creators, you know, like again, I remember feeling very lost.
Then create it. Then create it, bitch. Create it yourself.
I know that like now to essentially throw cease and desist letters away, you know, if I get them. But I remember that first, you know, especially anti-MLM creators will receive a lot of cease and desist letters from these random MLM companies, you know, trying to get them to stop making content about their, you know, about their various companies and, you know.
This is a video I made 9 years ago, by the way. I think it's probably one of the most viewed videos on the topic. How to dispute a strike, DMCA process explained. It's on my main channel. So, I mean,
it's something that she didn't even know. I bet you she didn't even know that Ethan Klein created a video specifically to teach creators how to go ahead and fight a DMCA claim. And she's still trying to go with the narrative that Ethan Klein is somehow against free speech because he's suing people who literally openly, blatantly stated that they were stealing his work, his hard freaking work, his months of research. It's insane. He made a video, the content nuke on Hassan, and took months to create it. This chick decided to make a 3-hour video in a couple of weeks. And she's trying to turn around and say that she did all this research. Nah, bro. No.
Those resources are great. I just meant like, you know, having those, again, like, is there a legal resource like that for creators? You know,
okay, fair. So you didn't mean to imply that. So I just want to ask again for the record. You do.
Yes, there's a legal resource. It's called a lawyer.
Do not think that there was any financial impropriety with the FUPA thing?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm
right.
How the fuck would I know?
Right.
Yes, exactly, you stupid broad. How would you know? So why in the absolute freaking world would you make an assertion that that's what occurred? Why would you make an implication that that's what happened? Why would you put it in your video? You literally just said, how the fuck would I know? That's literally what we're asking ourselves, you fucking dumbass.
Right.
Okay.
Even though it's okay, fair enough. So no, I mean no. Okay, great. We can move on to the next.
Another point she's conceded on.
Oh god, the Goku Naro thing was pretty wild too. I don't even know how.
Ultimately, when you look at the way that Trisha was used on the H3 podcast, it seems like she was often used as a way to stoke her flames for views.
Oh, this is a 5% thing, not the Goku Naro.
This is something that Ethan has done in the past to other content creators that he's seen as easily provoked for engagement. Ethan Klein used to associate with the creator JonTron, who was exposed for some incredibly horrible, like blatantly bad takes that had him virtually canceled. Yet after the fact, Ethan invited him onto the H3 podcast to have a discussion.
So after 8.5 months, now you get...
This is a child. Hold on. This is a child in a disheveled room with an unmade bed and school books on the counter and 3 unstraightened photos of South Park characters. Do you think this is a reputable source?
I think that someone can offer valid online commentary, and their room doesn't necessarily, you know, dictate their level of online commentary. True. I really hope, you know, I look at this thing.
Hold on. But if you're going to judge like the Kleins on potentially being pedophilic adjacent, and she freaking you're gonna make an assertion that they're pedophilic adjacent based off of what they look like or based off of what their clothing brand looks like, yet here you're gonna try and make a defense for this dude and say, well, just because that's what their room looks like doesn't mean they can't offer valid criticism. Bro, come on.
Right here,
the stain, right? The stain. Well,
it's you know, we all have our flaws.
You make a good point. That's fair. Can't judge a book by a cover.
But you know, at the same time, as I sort of explained to you, again, you know,
he was defending JonTron, by the way, in this video. Yeah,
so that's the thing. I'm navigating this a little bit as far as it goes, where other people have added research into this project, and then I essentially, you know, I'm sort of where have they added research? The proper way to you know, go about this. But yeah, so essentially, you know, someone had sent me an entire section on Goku Naru. Yeah. And to be honest, I saw that section and I thought that it didn't have much validity. I was not going to, talk about it, just because
you're talking about the part you included or a different part?
A different part entirely, like in a whole section, kind of, like labeled Gokunaru. Yeah, I was just kind of like, I don't, again, in the larger context, because essentially, I'm taking, broad view, approach is my goal here, and I'm trying to figure out what's the most important thing to include, and also what's the most like valid, again, which is what we're sort of debating here very kindly and politely, and I appreciate that. But, so yeah, that's sort of, that was a section that I felt like was not very valid.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the part about JonTron? Because that's the part I'm interested in. I don't care about what you did.
So essentially, yeah, so essentially from that, I was like,
Ethan is debating her and he doesn't even know what she's talking about, because all she's doing is going around in circles and going on these incredibly long, like, on sequiturs to try and freaking it's the Hassan approach. It's a lot of, it's what do you call it? It's political speak, where you just say so much information that eventually it's blow Blacksian type of debate, where you just talk so much you either bore or aggravate a person into submission. That's literally what this is. She's just talking and talking and talking, but saying absolutely nothing.
Like, okay, I don't, but the things that did, that I thought were interesting is when I was reading through that, essentially, as I was going through the frenemies section, again, I care a lot about content creator ethics. That's why I'm right here,
No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not care about content creator ethics. How dare you say that? How dare you freaking say that? How dare you fucking lie like that?
Looking at how can I be a more ethical content creator? What can I take in from this? Learn and do better. One thing that, I thought maybe a criticism, of the podcast was essentially, stoking people's flames for content. That was my fear or concern. And from the Gokunaru section, there were certain examples that I thought might fit into an explanation. So I kind of, when we're talking about the frenemies situation, about how, essentially Trisha had created, a sit-down video where she was talking about how, I'd have to go through and look at the research section. I don't want to misquote this or anything, but she had said something about how she felt like you were baiting her or something like that, for when she would walk off in a frenemies episode. I kind of remembered those sections, where in the Gokunaru video, they discuss, how JonTron, which again, blatantly bad takes.
I guarantee you she has absolutely no idea what it is that JonTron said. I guarantee you she has no idea what racial shit that JonTron actually said that got him ousted from his group. I wish Ethan Klein had like pushed her to explain what it is that JonTron said that was controversial.
I fucking agree with, JonTron.
That's why it's so strange to me that you're accusing me of being too harsh of an interviewer.
No, so essentially my take was, my concern again was that you would 8 months after the controversy happened, brought him back on to sort of have a conversation where it almost seems like he thinks, and again, let me know, this is your content, let me know if I'm incorrect here, but he sort of seems like he thinks this is going to be like a redefining career moment for him, where his buddy's going to talk to him and he's going to have a comeback, and then you're wanting to sort of talk about the situation, talk about the incident, you're wanting to continue sort of having that discussion.
Do you think I should let him off the hook?
No, it seemed kind of like...
So then what's the problem? What's the problem then? What's the problem? You just admitted that you don't believe he should have let him off the hook. So where's the issue? What's the issue we have here? I'm sorry. You literally just defeated your whole diatribe that you just went on complaining about him questioning JonTron on the shit that he said. And now you just turn around and are like, no. You definitely shouldn't have taken your foot off his neck. No. But I have a problem with the fact that you had your foot on his neck. Fuck off. I think JonTron said something about defending using the N-word. So JonTron... he defended, not only did he defend the use of the N-word, but if I'm not mistaken, he also used it as well. Like he had some very racially motivated points, like talking points during, and he ended up getting kicked out of, what was the freaking, I don't remember exactly what the group was, but he ended up getting kicked out of it because there was too many like racially modified, too many racial shit he was saying. He was saying too much racial shit.
Again, maybe
motivated. So your point is that I should have let him off the hook.
No,
then what's the criticism exactly? You can be more.
My criticism is, did he need to be on the podcast at all? And was it for content or was it for, to actually sit him down and talk about it? Because he didn't want to talk about it. He kept avoiding it, and it just led to kind of.
I should let him avoid it, right?
You think
you
he
should
did
not
it?
talk to him.
You think he did it against his will? the podcast?
Exactly. That's what I'm not understanding here. This is literally not what I'm understanding. She doesn't know what her opinion is. She hasn't been given the correct opinion points for this yet. So she has no idea what she's supposed to be saying. She has no idea what her opinion is supposed to be because she hasn't read it on H3 Snark yet. Like, how are you going to sit there and turn around and be like, yeah, you had him on he probably thought that he was, going to be seeing a friend. And it's like, oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, maybe he did think that he was going to be seeing himself a friend, but he still said some shit that he has every right to have pushback on. Why are you sitting here and pretending like that's not the case? And then why are you going to turn around and give Ethan flack for continuing to talk to him about this, and then turn around and say, oh yeah, no, I don't think he should have gotten off the hook. So then what's your point? What point are you making here? What are we doing? What are we doing with this? Yeah. Fucking hell, what are we doing here, bro?
Well, the criticism from Gokunar was that I was too mean to him.
Yeah, again, that's not my criticism.
Right, but you used that clip. Let me watch it. Sorry, I don't remember what it says exactly.
JonTron, a platform to defend himself?
It happened, how long ago was that now?
I don't keep track. 9 months or something.
Ethan continued to say things that seemed intentional to sort of
Yeah. It was a debate about his comments on citizenship with Black Americans, and he said that Black people were more aggressive than white people. Well, he also defended, if I'm not mistaken, he also defended the use of the hard R as well, like in just being said. If I could be wrong, it happened so many years ago. Yo, what up, Neon? What's the name of this game? It is Arc Raiders, my friend. Arc Raiders. It is an insanely fun game. I highly recommend getting it. It is I think like $30 for base and $50 or $60 for the premium one. I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's a fantastically fun game. It's like Fallout plus it's like a Fallout-esque game. It's an online MMORPG style, and it's a lot of fun.
garner a reaction within JonTron.
I don't really want to get into this. It's a minefield of sorts. I'm not going to go back and nitpick everything I said and say and qualify it or anything. The main question on everyone's mind is, is he no.
Do you feel like you said some things that you regret?
Yeah, I don't like reliving it.
Did you have a lot of self-aware moments during that?
Of course, the whole time.
Jimmy Lee was a former dentist.
It just doesn't even seem that bad at all, even when you try to make it look bad.
Yeah, I mean, again, my sort of question is, this was months, or what was it, 8-9 months after the controversy happened, where he had said some pretty fucked up things. I understand, but no, I don't really understand wanting to sit down and have an interview with him. I guess, what's your perspective on that?
Because the whole thing is they are two big content creators, and he has the right to invite him on. Listen, if I had like been soft canceled or canceled for some takes that I had, I'm going to immediately assume that any podcast, anywhere I go afterwards, somebody is going to want to ask me about it. Why? Because it's still relevant. It doesn't matter if it's been 9 months. How many times was he on a podcast to actually like talk about this? God, woman, let me ask you something here, because I highly doubt Cruel World Happy Lies is ever going to see this. But do you not think that if you ever go on another live stream that people aren't going to talk to you about this? Like, seriously. Yeah, he said that the N-word with the hard R is okay for white people to say, that calling someone, I'm not repeating that, is how we should be addressing Black America. Yeah, he had an incredible racist he had a very racist rant.
That criticism rings hollow to me, because I feel like that's not at all what you're saying in your video. Your criticism was, look at Ethan, he's having a racist dude on his podcast to try to clear his name. It's the opposite.
No, it was like
Gokunara's point was the opposite, and your point in the video was the opposite of that too.
No, my point was you were trying to essentially create content out of this controversy, in the harshest way possible.
I'll tell you what actually happened, because I have talked about this publicly. It is available on the podcast, but what happened is JonTron at the time was like my best friend. We were very close.
Yep.
And we kind of talked about it beforehand, like, come on the show, make an apology for what you said. I'm gonna have to rib you a little bit, right? Like, obviously I don't agree with what you said, so I have to criticize you from my perspective, and here's the questions I'm going to ask you, and here's what you should respond. I think the reason it ended up coming off awkwardly is because we talked about it beforehand. And then when the moment came up, he started closing down, like, I don't want to talk about it, which kind of threw me off. I was an inexperienced interviewer at the time. And also we had a plan going into it. So I was like, I was kind of like unsure what to do in the moment. But That's essentially
again, I
what
think he
happened
thought
there.
this was going to be his like career redefining moment. You know, like, oh, I'm going to,
Not so much career redefining, but we wanted to see him give a sincere apology and a sincere like taking back of what was
and
said.
I don't think he was thinking that at all. I don't think he was thinking that at all.
When we planned things beforehand, we talked about what we were going to do. It seemed like we were on the same page, but
she's literally hearing the fact, and this is what's crazy. This is what's pissing me off about this. She's literally hearing the fact that JonTron had already decided prior to going live that he was okay with talking about this, and she's not turning around and saying, okay, well, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I apologize. She's not turning around and conceding. She's trying to she's literally hearing that he decided that he was okay with talking about this, yet she's not conceding at all. She's not sitting there and being like, you know what? Okay, well, if he decided to talk about it, then that's his choice. He was an idiot. He shouldn't have done that. That's it. Done. Like signed, sealed, delivered. Signed, sealed, delivered at that point. Fucking great. It's like, can't with this dumb broad, bro. How are you literally hearing that he was okay with talking about this, and you're still think you have the right to go ahead and turn around and say that you were going too hard on him, or like, oh my God, she's just not listening to them or apologizing for her mistakes. I agree with you. Yes, Sunshinery. Yes, exactly. That's my whole thing. That's what's pissing me off here. She's on one hand, she's trying to turn around and be like, well, I have valid points. And then when her points are completely dismissed or proven wrong, she doesn't concede. She's only been conceding on parts of the video that like have, she's conceded on almost everything at this point. But for some freaking reason, she doesn't want to concede on this. Why? And I even said it in the video when we reacted to it yesterday. Why is she white knighting for all these people? The freaking, the strobe hat dude. Why is she white knighting for him? There was no clips of him being upset with that interview. So why is she doing that? Why is she white knighting for JonTron? Why would you not include a clip of JonTron being upset with it? Maybe the reason why she's unable to provide clips for any of the three people that she was white knighting for in her video is because they didn't fucking say anything about it. I don't bitch, this fucking bitch. I hate this. I hate her so much.
It was less on the same page than we thought once things were, actually happening.
But the one thing actually that you did include from Gokunar's video, which is this compilation of me pressing John, is actually the one thing he retracted in his video about me, which I'll show you.
She wouldn't know that. She wouldn't know that, Ethan.
Description of his video. I'm trying to find the link.
Ethan, she did not source this. I guarantee you she did not source freaking Gokunaru's terrible video. All she did was source a clip of it from somewhere else.
Here it is. So it's actually even in the description of his video here. Thanks to Starkiller for pointing out the errors.
Above that.
The JonTron segment was cut too liberally in hindsight. I encourage you to form your own opinion by watching the unedited conversation here. Did you watch the unedited conversation?
Oh God, she's gonna say no, and I guarantee you she's gonna have a nonsensical response.
Again, this was from a re-uploaded video. But
she doesn't even say no. She doesn't. Okay. Hold on. You're telling me not only did you not source Gokunaru's video, you sourced a clip from his video in another video? You sourced his clip from another fucking video, not even his own video? You're so fucking stupid. You're so fucking dumb. You took a clip of this man. You took a clip of this man's video sourced from another fucking video. I hate you. Love the flex tape JonTron video. Hey, you know what about you? Listen. JonTron did some funny stuff in this world, and there's a reason I have this sound bite. Okay, he screwed up. I do give it to him, but that man was a hilarious YouTube legend.
Also, again, because I was like, oh, let me add this section in of something that I was going to delete entirely. I 100% agree with that thing of like, if I find a re-uploaded video or I find, snippets online, sorry, my the sunset's setting, so my lighting's probably going crazy. I need to see as much as possible if I can find original sourcing as much as possible across the board. 2 or 3 sources of.
So then why didn't you? Why didn't you? This is all wonderful fluff. This is fantabulistic fluff. You're talking about how, oh, this is what I should do. This is what I should do. This is how I should do this sourcing. This is how I should do all. Then why did you not? Why? ¿Por qué?
Information so can verify original sourcing. Sorry,
my unedited conversation with him is still on our channel.
Exactly. Yeah. So
don't say exactly. Don't fucking say exactly.
I fully agree with that.
Okay, so do you think? So do you think I exploited John for content, or are you walking back on that? Not that I even care about that accusation. Honestly, I find the whole thing a little bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, again,
just doesn't seem that serious.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to ethical content creation, I think
who are you to speak on ethics? Who are you to speak on ethics?
There's been a few cases where, sorry, again, there's just like a weird hair thing. That's just my concern, Same thing with my content when it comes to sourcing, I'm absolutely going to pay attention to that as much as possible, focus my content down.
Oh my God, how many times are you going to talk about how much you care about sourcing and research? No, you don't. This is, you know what? I paused on the right face. This is your face when reading something. This is your face when doing research. I don't know what this means. What does it mean? This is an opposition to what I believe, so I do not know. Fuck you.
Do you think you've exploited any of these people you made videos about?
Exactly.
You made one about Sydney Sweeney, Ashley Barnes.
Or just do you not think that you exploited the hate of Ethan Klein making this video?
Danielle Cohen, Anna Paul.
So a big,
do you feel that any of these have been exploitative?
Yeah, so I think a big point of my content that I try to do, but again, like I said,
called OK Baby. She said she's the most evil influencer mom, and actually she is terrible. I'm not defending her, but I am kind of just pointing out like.
So yeah, a lot of times
worse
when
than what I did to John in terms of like editorializing and exploiting other people's trauma.
Yep.
So a lot of times when I make content, I really try to I really try to understand their perspective.
Oh my God. Here we go again. I try to do this, guys. I try to understand their perspective. I try to this is what I do. This is what I do. This is how I didn't do it for this video, but this is what I don't fucking care. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody fucking cares. It's not about what you try to do. It's about what you did and didn't do.
How they, what their background is.
Do you felt that you really tried to understand my perspective and background?
I thought I did at some points, but understanding your perspective, again, I can see where there are flaws, which I'm, wanting to have this conversation here. Again, I think that if there's anything that I'm not doing enough, that's why I'm listening and wanting to learn, from it. But I also think that doesn't mean that, influencers are devoid of criticism either. I think that there's a way to sort of find that middle ground. And because as I'm gaining more and more of a following, I'm also part of that camp,
You're at 700,000 subscribers. You have more than enough of a following to not be making such rookie mistakes, okay? That dude who I covered, that me and Ken both covered, the no script off air, whatever the fuck his name is, dude has like 100 subscribers. He has the right to be making such a terrible video because he's a brand new YouTuber. You have 700,000 subscribers. What part of are you like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I
don't think I explained that in here, but that's also a reason why I moved away from MLM content. I kind of felt like sometimes I would sort of, make content about like a random, in anti-MLM community, you call them like hun bots, but, like a random person who, just sort of got roped up in an MLM and is making, a video to like their 100 followers trying to promote, a product and, making content, using, essentially pointing out how bad that is, but kind of like, it felt like punching down. The bigger of a following you get, it feels like you're punching down on someone like that, whereas,
who cares? I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Who gives a shit? Some small creators deserve to get punched down into the fucking dirt, especially if they're making terrible content, poorly researched videos. They deserve it. They 100% deserve it. This isn't all sunshine and rainbows, okay? Life isn't full of people just holding your hand and taking you through life, okay? There's no bumper rails on the road of life. This isn't bowling with 5-year-olds. If you're going to do something, if you're going to put your information, or if you're going to go ahead and try and be a YouTube creator, you're going to learn the damn hard way. That's just the bottom line. People are going to have an opinion. And if you can't handle somebody having an opinion about your content, get the fuck off the internet.
Influencers, we're gaining more influence across the board, and with that comes more responsibility, how you utilize your audience, how you utilize your platform, how you utilize ethics, and again, I'm not devoid of that criticism either.
That's kind of the point of our conversation right now, actually.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's why I want to have this conversation. That's why I wanted to have it. And I think the same thing can be said for how you utilize people as guests on your podcast, you know?
But I mean, can't that be said about anyone with anyone on their podcast?
Exactly.
Though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. What do you mean exactly? Then why would you not say that? Why would you not say that? Why would you turn around and try to like imply that Ethan Klein somehow is this terrible human being for wanting to have JonTron on his podcast and argue with him or to investigate or to ask him questions? Why are you trying to imply that? Like, it makes no sense. Oh, get off, bud. Get off.
Exactly.
That actually was leading into the Trisha 5% part. I'll show you this clip because it is interesting how 2 years ago or 3 years ago when it was popular to shit on Trisha at the time.
Yeah. Okay, clarify.
You had an opposite. You had almost a contradictory take to what you said about her now, when now it's popular to support Trisha. Yeah. I'll play it for you.
Hey, all right, Ethan, I'm asking. You can leave anytime.
Many people were really disappointed with the way that Trisha...
Yeah, I have to raise a great point of contention that you made me sound way too chipmunky. And if you ever include me again, I promise I won't claim you. Just don't make me sound like a chipmunk. Deal. Okay, great. We're on the same page there.
Has handled the fallout and how they pretty much turned it all into a grovel over money.
We end up paying for Ethan and Hila, which is crazy because he takes that 5%, and VIP tickets to Disneyland is not cheap.
The nerve of her to complain about 5% when I'm literally not making a fucking penny at this point. It's just so disrespectful. It disregards all the hard work we do, not only on the crew, but now on my wife and all the people that worked on the merch. And it's like, okay, well, you know, fuck you.
I just remembered another aspect that I totally forgot. She started saying she wanted half of all the membership fee. Like she was just taking everything so far. I forgot she even asked for that.
My stance from yesterday is the same stance I have today. Trisha, all she did was show up, and I'm sorry, from the things that she sourced, from the things that CWHM sourced of her, or the clips that she used saying like what her ideas were for the podcast, they were terrible ideas. I do not understand why she thought that the H3 fan base would want to see like trapeze artists and shit.
And then here's kind of
production. It's not like an itemized thing. We are doing the show.
Trish receives a 45% cut of the show, while Ethan Klein receives an extra 5% that goes towards production costs. Now, first off, if the show is
it's his show. It's his show. Yeah, I know I've said this. I'm just going to say it again. This just for the record. It's literally his show. It's his studio. It's his employees. It's his company. It's his equipment. It's his, it's all his. It is literally all his. Where is the issue here?
Incredibly successful, incredibly successful. And all you're doing is paying your employees a base salary, putting up a fabric backdrop, a basic table.
It's funny. You said fabric backdrop and then you showed us outside.
I think that was
this is in your video.
Basic table and mics. You know that 5% can get pretty pinky if you're
now, I mean, obviously you're being a little bit hyperbolic there. Obviously we did a lot more than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Podcast is getting tens of millions of views. Incredible success. That 5% can really numerically change quite a bit. Do your employees get a raise because of that 5% production cost? Are you investing a ton into production costs, or are you taking whatever isn't allocated to
that's absolutely crazy how she's trying to question him, like, well, are you investing into your production? Like, while he has an entire fucking studio, and she's trying to question him on whether or not he's reinvesting it into the podcast.
To employees, to the set, for yourself. While to the public, 5% can feel silly to argue about, like a very small number, and how they pretty much turned it all into a grovel over money, especially if Ethan's argument was that 5% was for production and the staff.
He takes that 5%.
Which makes Trisha appear like she didn't care about H3 employees. I could also see why Trisha may start to feel like she was getting undercut when it came to frenemies, and how they pretty much turned it all into a grovel over money.
Do you see how it looks a little duplicitous?
Yes.
I mean, literally can destroy a person's mental state.
Oh, that was, somebody added that.
Takes that 5%.
Yeah, it's a little duplicitous.
I mean, I'd love to explain. So normally when I cover a topic, I don't like to circle back again and again and again. I normally that's also why
when I cover a topic, I totally don't like to fact check the things that I say. I kind of like to just throw it out there and hope that nobody questions me. With over 200,000 in video and audio equipment. Yes, exactly. He has invested into his production so freaking much to the point to where people have literally told him that he's over investing.
Again, I think that's exploitative. You have, not to offend other channels, that make continual topics on people. Again, if you feel that's necessary, let me know if I need to turn on my light.
Not to offend people who make continual topic. Is she talking about Oreo? Is she talking about the man, the myth, the Oreo? Is that who she's talking about?
At any point too, since the sun's sitting over here. Okay. But yeah, so for me, my content, I'll do these deep dives, cover a topic, and then I like to kind of move on. Just because, again, that's my feeling on the matter, especially with the type of content I do, where I'm, covering extensively a subject.
If you're going to cover the same exact situation, two opposite ways that fits into the narrative of your video, it just doesn't feel genuine.
Again, maybe I shouldn't have. I should have clarified this, but as far as covering Trisha, again, that's why I didn't, go extensively hard on her. I added text to clarify, like, hey, I don't think she's perfect. I had some things where I was being a little bit snarky towards Trisha, but
Are you afraid her fans might be kind of upset if you've criticized her in modern day?
Yes.
Again, no, I just felt like I had.
Yes, no, stop lying. She's 100% terrified that her fans would have attacked her for it because she's a woman on the internet, and women are just these very delicate creatures online that everybody has to protect. Fuck off.
Had done a huge extensive video on my criticism of her. A lot of my criticism is the same. I also think that growth is there.
I guess I'm not understanding the logic because it's not the same, right? It's you.
But if I can get to the 5% aspect,
please,
so after covering that, I kind of sat with it for a while. I think I mentioned this in my live, but she had kind of done a video, and again, this is another situation of this happening where I have to reflect and think about the ways that I cover content with the idea of someone who's viewing the video, like the subject themselves viewing the video in mind. Because I think she had done a video, like a TikTok, where my video was in the background, and I forget it was kind of talking about how hurt she was from some of the content made about her. And so after that, I just kind of reflected on like what criticism went too far. And again, as I was making this video, I was reflecting on that a lot of that former video.
I swear to God, if you were to do a drinking game of every single time she says the word yeah, or in some way, shape, or form references how she has to reevaluate her process of, oh my God, you would literally die of alcohol poisoning. The amount of times that she's like, yeah, this is the way I do research, and I have to rethink, God, I've made many of Trisha videos, but stopped when she got pregnant the first time. Sunshine, I've seen so many different Trisha videos, and I don't think there's anything wrong with making it whatsoever, but there is this aspect of content creators when they get so big that they believe that they're too big to be criticized. And it does become daunting for smaller creators, or even creators half their size or a tenth of their size, to create or critique them. But the thing here is that she's tried to imply, Cruel World Happy Mind has tried to imply that Ethan would just silence any creator or any haters, when he's literally had debates with some of his biggest freaking haters, live streamed it, not pre-recorded like Ian and the Sympathy podcast, where he can cut out anytime he looks bad.
Again, I'm not part of your crew. I'm not part of the behind the scenes financials. I don't know what took place. I don't.
Then why'd you speak on it?
There's, various allegations. So I can only.
What allegations?
I think her name's like Martha or something, Den.
Yeah, like I said, the 5%.
Well, that's not an allegation. I took 5% more.
Whether that's fair, whether that's not.
Wait, why are you laughing when you say 5%?
Because it's become a massive, meme at this point. And
what do you mean whether it's fair or not? What is this pocket watching? What is this pocket watching? Literally, this woman is making 6 figures a year on her YouTube channel, and she's okay. You know what? Fuck this. Hold on. 654,000 subscribers. Hold up. Let me just move over here for you guys. Look at this. 145,936 views on her apology video. 554,000 subscribers. Let's go to her videos. 147,000, 307,000, 71,000, 280,000, 262,000, 313,000, 477,000, 363,000. Like, she has some million views too. 1 million views here. 946,000, 1.3 million, 1.6 million, 1.2 million, like 1.7 million. Why? 1.1, 1.5, 668,000. Why are you pocket watching? Why are you pocket watching? Like, who are you? Who are you to be pocket watching? Like, seriously, you have easily made probably close to $1 million based off of your freaking videos here, or even more than $1 million. And you really are trying to complain that Ethan hasn't made another FUPA fund, or hasn't funded the FUPA fund, or the fact that there isn't a different FUPA fund. Bitch, make your own. You're complaining about 5%. I wonder how much of the money that you've made off of this channel goes to your editors and your so-called researchers. How much? How much of it? Like, seriously, how much of your money has gone to your so-called team of experts, huh? Like, oh my God, I hate this woman. I hate her.